Seriously, Branbrek is one of those guys where he's a survivor not by choice, but by sheer dumb luck.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Okay, so yeah, we'll just kind of resolve what happened with you guys last time.
Okay.
So Branbrek, what did you do after you relaxed for a day or so to heal for injury, most ear and stuff? What did you do after that? Did you head back to Hardale immediately, or?
Downtime-wise, I probably just went back, started, checked on the business, made sure the business contacts and like everything was in order, and then proceeded to carouse with my with various people, and particularly kept in contact with and probably visited several times my good friend Diane.
Yes.
Not in that way, Jasper.
Think yet. Okay, I think
you will find out in. Stay tuned next time to find out what Brambrek's actual. No.
Oh,
Not sure what that is.
I don't know. As long as it's not this thing.
That's what we used to do in elementary school.
Right.
It's hard to get it on camera.
Thank God we saved that. Oh, drunk games.
Oh, classic, yeah.
So you, I think it's been 2 weeks. So
Happy
your
Hands
business
Club, I
has
see.
been
very smooth.
So, Brad, it's been 2 weeks, so your business is up and running. So you can make your first business roll to see how it fared.
All right.
Sweet.
The first one is a little if you don't get any. Actually, no, a little bit of this because of your of some of your contacts, namely, what's her name, Avalon. So she gives you a +3 business roll. It is a little bit shady.
What about Diane?
We'll do this part first. So.
Okay. Well, I'm wondering if I can use one of my contact things, but it was it was not noble for those, so I don't think I could do that. So yeah,
Did you carouse the nobility?
I think I would try that next, but I need to double check my gold because I don't know if I have enough.
Okay.
Start bribing folk.
Well, see if you made.
He's just a poor dwarf from a poor family.
Well, also, Bran, I think we established that you had the contract that the mayor signed, and
he told his mom he's
I do.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're back in Hardale, you could turn the contract in and get that sweet payout.
That's true. You can.
So
that will probably be
now,
first on the
whether
agenda.
you spend it all before sharing it with your friends.
Contract. I never saw one.
Yeah.
Our first job. He didn't say we were going to get paid, did he? I don't.
I was going back to see how much were we going to get paid for that?
I've been throwing gold around like a boss.
I have 72 gold, so I'll be good for that.
Really?
For some light.
I've got a lot of gold.
All right, so. Do you want to go to Oban, the Chamberlain?
I don't think y'all ever collected your money from me. Because I have how well the gold.
Business did.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I've just been making it rain everywhere I go.
Let's turn in the quest first.
I think we did.
Okay.
Very popular at the club.
Unfortunately, Branbrek / the Bard. I mean the music app thing doesn't work anymore, which kind of sucks.
Why did it die?
YouTube is blocking or something, which is dumb. So just gonna listen to music my end. You can just listen to it at your leisure or whatever. When we finally end up editing these videos, maybe we'll add it in or something. But anyway, so head back to Hardale, 10-mile journey, not too far or anything, and you end up in the Allies Guild, and you report to Barney. Barney caught and he was in his office. He went into the kind of warehouse-looking area of an ally, and you go into the door on the right, which is Barnacott's. And you go in, and he's in his little halfling desk, and he says, Dakren, I know, Branbrek, is that your name? Sorry. I was mixing you up with Dakren, who just got back the other day, so sorry. Mixing things up there.
Wait,
how did it go?
Dakren is back?
Yeah, he got back a day before yesterday.
Oh. Is he here?
Yeah, you should talk. Yeah, he's probably eating lunch or something. You should talk to him. He looks great.
Right. I will definitely
Looks like
check
new
on
man.
him. Make sure that he's still alive, much like Scott.
Scott is dead.
What did I just miss dropping my name? Throwing my name around like that?
We figured you died. Your video just cut out.
I'm still
No,
close. I can't. You know how it is. Once it starts messing up, you just can't leave it alone.
I know what you mean.
Right.
So,
But
maybe next
anyways,
time.
so let's see. Reeve Jasper sent me a report. Looks like the girl is back safe and sound. So that's wonderful news. Tor was very happy that you help out his cousin widow, cousin's daughter. So yes, we have a 500 gold piece reward for you and your friends. Are they back yet? Are they with you? Or...
Sweet.
I'll deliver that
Come
to
by
them.
yourself.
I like
you
money.
All right, fair enough. Here you go. Gives you 500 gold pieces.
Sweet. We're rich.
1, 2,
And he does
4.
like watching you
not
count
gonna
for a
tell
little
us
bit. He's
you
like,
lick them all, are you?
okay.
I'm joking.
So,
You waxed them all from your crack.
so, did you have to find any treasure during your mission?
Did we find what?
Treasure.
Oh,
Treasure.
I'm not there.
Neither am I.
I
It's
don't
okay.
think I have anything particular treasure-wise. You might have to ask Jasper and Hargus. I don't think they did, but I think they did acquire... I think they purchased some goods, but not like treasure.
Okay. As a reminder, as part of
It's
your
showing my
contract,
chicken
you
bone.
have to donate 10% of
bone on
any
a
treasure
cord.
that you loot on your mission to the guild. But if you didn't
Right.
loot
I was
any,
gonna
that's
say,
totally fine.
joke's on you.
But I will ask.
It's a very
I'll ask,
Spartan
Jasper
adventure.
And I guess when the turns. No
Although
worries
I
there.
did get this
Just
bone
kinda
on a
making
leather
notes
cord.
He's just kind of making notes on a piece of parchment.
Very
But
dastard.
how did it go? How did it go for your submission?
Well... Some things are
You can deny
unexpected.
as well. We don't have to.
Yeah, no, I'm going to summarize it. Some things are unexpected, things go the way you plan, some things don't go the way you plan. But overall, it was a smooth operation. No problems whatsoever. I literally ran into no trouble. Just plain straightforward, figured out exactly what needed to do, moved forward with it. There was never a point where our lives were in danger.
Make a
It
deception
was-
check.
I was gonna say,
Will do.
specifically for the term, I didn't run into any danger, which is the biggest lie. He ran into every danger. He just managed to not die from it.
Very true.
Oh no, now you're totally silent, Scott. Silent as the grave.
So I rolled a 2. Can I use my inspiration? I don't
No, you
have
got to
any.
declare it before you roll. And yeah, I'm
So
not sure if you have any.
total of 4, and I just sit there for a moment like, okay, yes, it
I
was
don't
kind
know.
of dangerous, but I mean, we came back alive. We're in one piece. one
Do you
piece.
tell him? Do you tell him
Quite
the other-
literally missing
He's
a
like,
piece.
oh, is that your?
That's
Man,
right.
I not.
It was a
expect you to
false ear
have to
before.
go
It just
into
fell
this
off.
You've had worse.
That looks like a pretty bad wound there. Ugh.
I'm sorry, what?
I mean, glad you're alive and everything. I did not expect you guys to have to run into too much trouble. I thought this was kind of a cut and dry case, but
there was a
I guess
hag.
that's
Let's just
probably-
put it that way. There was a
We
hag who
skinned her and made
kidnapped
her
the
a book
daughter.
cover.
So we
Jasper
had some
said in his
aggressive
report, something about
negotiations.
Yeah, Jasper said in his report something about the town herbalist being not who he thought she was, but a hag. That's all right then. Well, ventures. You can yourself that 500 gold pieces then. Do you tell him any other details?
Did we mention there was no treasure?
We're not there yet. We're still not there.
There is.
Oh yeah.
Or
I'm
you
just
guys are
excited.
in apples there.
I'm just excited. I want the gold.
You're on the right apple.
It didn't
No,
get this
there-
bone on the rope.
They may have given some more report, but honestly, I don't recall much. I just remember being valiant, taking care of a hag, returning with the girl, and the girl may or may not need some magical or medical treatment, but they're taking care of that. It's a separate contract for that.
All right.
But she was
Yeah,
returned
I didn't-
alive
Still
and,
forgotten,
quote,
yeah.
safe.
Right. Well, to know.
She may or may
Is
not
our,
be related to one of the old ones now.
Not here, Hargus. Not yet.
It's that pigeon.
Sit in your
Yeah,
corner,
but-
Hargus.
Yeah, I'm not here.
Wait your turn.
Yeah, not yet. But you will
Just-
be.
It's just my voice in your head
you,
and just the impression I've made on you.
I imagine I have this terrible Hargus angel that's on my shoulder, and it's not like the angel and the devil. It's just a Hargus figurine that acts like one or the other, and I can never tell which one it is. And I'm pretty sure it's worse than both.
It's an old dude with a rabbit fur thong, right?
Oh.
Oh man. Hey,
How'd you like that imagery?
I don't know what
Does
business.
it have the bunny tail on the
Yeah,
back?
I don't know what business you're trying to set up, Bran, but I suggest you scrap it and switch to selling rabbit fur thongs with bunny tails on the back, because
I have at least one customer.
that's the best thing I've heard all year.
Thinking of a whole marketing plan.
There's a whole new festival to be established now.
It's a delight to the eye and
Yeah.
the body.
The only thing is we need to figure out something for the women to wear at that festival. We've got obviously the guys.
Oh, the women are like in full winter clothing.
There you go.
Only the guys.
We'll call it the running of the running of the hares, and all the guys stripped down to just rabbit skin thongs with bunny tails, put on bunny ears, and they run through the town with all the women on the sidelines cheering them on.
I think we're touching on magic right now.
This is like the worst part of a dog race and like a bunch of other things.
Oh,
Anyways,
the best part of each.
as Branbrek's weird mental daydream disappears and he shoves it away, flicks the Hargus off his shoulder.
Oh,
So I believe our business is concluded.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
going to have nightmares for weeks.
Yes, it is. Go ahead and recover with your ear injury. I'll have your assignment a week.
What?
Or, probably whenever it's I'll give you this assignment. You received a package while you were gone. It's I just gave it to Lamont, so you can pick it up with him if you want.
Package?
Yeah.
From who?
It was I noticed it's just delivered here for you. So if you
Oh.
yeah,
I'll
wish
go
to.
investigate that.
Sounds good. Glad
There's three of
Survive.
us.
for your ear.
we're nowhere near each other right now, are we?
Nope.
Nope.
And planning on getting farther
You guys
away
are an apple fire.
from each
We're on
other.
That's right. We took a detour.
You guys are still
We're on a road
Boston
trip.
with, like still weekly or
Yep.
something. Yeah, something like
Yep.
that. But it's a little-
Yep. Yep. It may
Alright,
have
what do you
been
want
when we
next,
saw the
Brad?
running of the bunnies.
So, I'll quote divvy out the money. 200, 150, 150. Excellent. Done.
Excellent.
Perfect math.
Finder's fee is, I believe, what they call it. It's just 50 gold. Nothing big. And it's investment.
Because you found the guy giving out the gold.
Yeah. Finder's fee.
You got back first. So.
I mean, that's how
How did these
Uber
get
Eats
fined?
and like
Checks out.
DoorDash works,
Checks out.
right?
Yep. Checks out.
No offense
Alright,
to
what do you do
anybody
next,
that actually does
Branbrek?
that.
I was gonna say, well, too late now.
There
There goes all our.
Well,
There,
we've
there
lost
go all
all
of our
those viewers.
viewers.
Listen,
Oh, Nick,
company, out the people.
watch your avatar on.
Now we'll never be sponsored.
We'll edit that part out later. I'll
no.
probably say something like Yoda and Link and Zelda or something weird like that.
We'll fix it. We'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in
Alright,
post.
do
Yeah.
next.
Aaron's really good at editing.
So- Yeah. So this week we'll be checking on the business then. No, actually, this
Okay,
week
so
we'll
we-
be carousing.
Are you going to go do anything else in the guild while you're here? Just go straight to your business.
Just straight to carousing and then straight to business. I don't have
Okay, so
anything
you're
to
not
do with the
gonna-
guild per se
So you're not going to
until
open your package or anything?
I do not trust that in the slightest. I basically see it,
Just
poke it with a
stares.
stick. I'll investigate it for traps. I'll listen to it, sniff it,
Okay, it's a little
cast a
package.
little detect mad
about this
or
big.
archon.
I mean, it's about this big. It smells kind of nice, actually. But there's no arcane runes on the packaging, if that's what you're doing your arcana check for.
Yes.
And I mean, it doesn't no wires poking out. There's no. It doesn't.
Not,
Lace
not
with
making
poison
strange
powder or anything.
noises.
The perfect trap.
It's wrapped in some. It's in nice cloth, and it smells nice.
This guy is good. Or girl.
You smell all nice and flowery.
Branbrek opens it and end scene because he's dead. Sure, I'll
Okay, you
open it.
open it. All right, you unwrap it very carefully and paranoidly.
With
And,
a short sword
inside-
and a dagger.
Got the from
Inside
across the room.
is a ornate. Inside is
One
an
of y'all
ornate
looks like cutting bait, and the other one looks like he's discoing.
It
Ornate
is an
dagger.
ornate dagger, plated with gold and stuff. It doesn't look like it's for it's like decorative, but it's a it's a nice little dagger. It has a little note that says, "My father isn't the biggest fan of dwarves. Too many bad businesses in the past. This will help us keep it intact." And there's a little heart, and it says Diane. And the heart has like a little evil face drawn on it.
Pretty good.
I will.
Do you hold dagger? Do you feel that it's vibrating with a little bit of magical power? There's some sort of enchantment on it.
Like
Woo.
flip it around in my hand for a bit and toss it back and forth. Just check your weight. It's very much a decorative dagger. It's not practical in use, huh?
Yeah, but it does have an enchantment on it.
Okay.
Try and cut the enchantment.
Put it up to your ear.
Hmm?
Do I talk into the hilt or the blade?
Do I stab it in me? Is that how I communicate? Like, how's this one? Yeah, I think I'll
Put some of that salve on it.
I will. It came with the scabbard, right?
Yeah, just a little sheath.
So
Also very nice and decorative.
I will
You gonna go get in the caddy?
go to like the inner vest. I guess I'm wearing like a vest underneath my leather tunic or my leather armor, studded leather armor, studded leather armor. So I'll doff off my studded leather armor, and on my tunic I will just like breast pocket the dagger. Like hook it with a simple chain that I may or may not have. Probably stolen from a pocket watch at some point. And sit there, just kind of pat it, and see if I can activate the magic, whatever it might be.
Okay, you kind of pat it and everything, and after some experimenting with it, you check the note again and just sort of read it over, and very tiny at the bottom it says, "Say my name," just written in the corner. And so you have an idea that might help. As you say the name Diane, you feel a connection to Diane's mind and casting an ending spell to her. So what do you want to say?
I received the dagger. It's quite nice. I hope the dagger you got from me is serving you better, and hopefully isn't already in someone's back. Though, if it is, I guess they'll trace it back to me. I'll deal with it. Is that 25 words?
You hear her voice return, and she's like, "I'm so glad you like it. I'm sailing right now with my family, but once I get back, I'd love to see you sometime. Well, then."
Oh, she just blew you off.
Will do. But the magic
the second time
expended.
it doesn't work.
Yeah,
it needs to be.
It's a one-day use.
So it's a dagger
of crummy
sending.
phone service.
It's a sending dagger, and it only works for the dagger paired with, which Anne has.
Okay.
And as you are like opening the package and stuff, you see a fellow with black hair walk kind of in the like little eating area. He looks over and he's like, "Branbrek, hey," and you look over and you see Dakren.
Dakren, you're looking good. I see that you've.
Did you use your Jamaican laugh when you said that?
No. So, Dakren, Dakren, my friend, how are you back for good? Like, how are you feeling? How did the rehabilitation go? What went on? Like, what are you up to? Are you ready to adventure again?
I'm so ready to adventure. It was wonderful, sort of retreat, I guess. I don't know how to explain what it was. It was amazing, but I feel amazing. Look at this. Those acid burns I had, completely gone. The wound in the shoulder gone. I feel amazing. I have a shield. Can use a shield now.
You're
finally,
like
just
$6 million.
I'm going to be heading back to Swanbow to get my suit of half plate armor that I got from that I used in the war. That's going to be helpful on adventures as well. Everything's great. I'm just so in debt to the Valiant Ally for letting me do this because it was wonderful. And all I have to do is donate 99% of my treasure that I find on my quests, which I am glad to do because they really deserve my. I'm in debt to them, so.
99% of the treasure you find?
Yeah, I'll still get paid for the actual quests and stuff, but any treasure I find, I donate to them. So I'm happy
so you
to
find
do
100 gold coins in treasure. You keep one coin and they get 99.
Exactly.
So if you find one magical dagger, do you keep the hilt?
No, and whatever its worth is, something they can maybe reimburse me 10% of it, or 1% of it, whatever. I don't care. I'd give them 100% of it. I'm just glad that my old body, man, it feels so good to feel like I'm feel like I did just when I was getting into the war. So
I'm
Looking
sure,
good
I'm sure the ladies will love it. Speaking of which, I gotta get going.
oh yeah, no problem. I'll
some
see
business
you
to-
soon.
I have some business to take care of, and here's 50 gold. Because I
Oh.
understand you're
Oh, you
going
don't
to
do
need
that.
some. It's good to have you back. I know that you weren't able to join us on this last quest, but you know, you're part of us. You're one of our members. It's good to have you back, Dakren.
You like that floating
Thanks a lot.
rib that makes you vulnerable to certain martial arts?
I'll make this. Sure. This will help prepare for this mission.
Right.
Hey,
If
thanks.
you see Jasper
I'll be in
or
Swanville for the next
Hargus,
week or two, but I'll be back. Oh yeah. Oh, they're not back
Oh,
yet. Just you.
yeah, no, they're not back yet. So I guess leave word for them. I'm just going to be in town doing some businessing and
Businessing?
carousing.
That sounds very important.
Fair enough. You got that that new business I heard about. So hope it goes well.
Wait, you heard about it?
Hey, it's none of your business.
What did you hear?
I mean, I don't know. Barney was just saying that you were like starting some kind of business. I take it you didn't tell many details, which totally. Yeah, you just mentioned that you're a businessman, so wish you good luck with that.
True. But you're planning on are you looking to adventure with us, travel with us again after you're back from your 2 weeks?
Absolutely, yeah. Did you
Okay,
guys
then-
come up with a group name yet, or?
Oh gosh, no. That's so tacky. Never be caught dead being called something like the Valiant Ally. Well, I mean,
That's the name of the guild. You know that, right? It's important to me that you know
It's
that.
important.
That you're in the Valiant Allies Guild, right?
It's,
You know this. You're joking? Joking with me?
oh yeah, total joke.
it's important to me. that
Right,
you know
okay. Well, anyway, I better get going.
This is
too.
an awkward,
Thanks for the gold.
Oh, what's that
Thanks for
over
the
there?
gold.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Good seeing you again, Dakren.
Interesting.
that. Bonus action hide. Bonus action hide.
It's really important to me that you know that.
That's good.
All right, 50 gold for Dakren. That's very nice of you, Branbrek. Okay, so you head
Yeah.
off to cash in
Truth be
your,
told, that was a
basically see
slip.
how your
I didn't
business
mean to
goes.
say Valiant Ally.
No. Okay, so are you ready to to see how your business is going?
Yeah, so let's do that.
Okay, so
Actually, I'm wondering if I should
you
carouse
back
first.
your-
Age-old
Whatever,
question.
either way.
It doesn't really matter. Like you're basically finding out how your business did in the first week. So,
Okay.
so
All right. Well, let
and
me
you know,
know.
that's already overdone. So you go back and you meet your Chamberlain Oberon, and go ahead and roll D100 +3.
+3.
Yes.
Do 49.
49. Okay. It's a solid start. The business itself costs about 50 gold pieces every 2 weeks to keep it running, and you broke even, so you don't have to pay keep costs. And the business seems to be having a pretty good start. You didn't make profit yet, but that's to be expected this on, and broke even month. So nothing gained this time.
Most new business ventures don't turn a profit for at least the first 2 years, so you're doing great.
This isn't good enough. I need to consult the ledger. Anyways.
Let's consider Kush or Kur.
Why are we not selling more of those white rabbit thongs?
Well, you just had the
You
idea.
you gotta establish yourself in the market.
Yeah, you just had the idea a few minutes ago.
Maybe if you hire somebody to wear one around and act natural,
in a quasi
or yourself, perhaps.
I know a
fugue
guy.
state.
Magic.
His
know a
name might
guy?
start with Harg and end with Gus.
Just down
Perhaps when I'm throwing cautious equals laughter.
walking down the street
You
playing.
know, I'm pretty sure there's a downtime activity to like work at a business. I'm pretty sure Hargus
There
can
is.
do that.
And
And all he
it,
needs to do is sing songs and dance while
Wearing the
wearing.
thong.
Better get.
I can juggle too.
We just got to
you
get
know.
someone to check the dress code laws of Hardale. We'll make sure there's no existing public decency dress code things that we need to take down.
Too much man clause.
Obviously, legislation to get that kind of law removed is going to be priority number one for the next campaign,
Oh.
and then
I think I have connections for that. The advantage of being, you know, a bit on the line with my
the
business.
grazing. Yes.
Completely legitimate. Anyways. So yeah, that's that. So good, it's breaking even. So that just takes me my whole week, right?
No, this goes on background. So whenever you check in, you can see how well it's done that amount of time.
For that.
But for the downtime, you can spend working, and it adds to the roll. Like every work at business, seeing things, it adds +1 bonus to whatever you roll at the end of the pay period. So
Was
if you
they
work
not
there for
supposed
2
to roll
weeks,
then?
no, you were. You started it the first week, and then you were gone for around a week doing the quest, and then this represented that went on for the first
While I was gone.
right.
Well, no, I'll spend the first week carousing and checking for more than noble level of contacts.
Okay. So those cost more.
And I'm
of
probably
course.
going to fail miserably
I-
because I don't actually get along with the nobles. And the one good noble I met didn't like being a noble and is now on a ship. And sent me a dagger.
Okay, so okay, so you carouse. 1 second.
Also,
Need to
during that
lay out
week,
how I do this.
once a day, I regale the story of our adventure to Diane. Just
Okay.
like as much,
the
I can
first
only go
week,
25
she's
pieces
gonna
of
say
words, so
piece
it's like
by
a short
piece.
story, set pieces.
Okay, and each time you finish, she's like, "Oh, I can't wait to hear the next part. That's amazing. Oh, what's in the cave? What's in the cave?" And like she waits.
What's
whole message,
wrong with
just, like,
Davis?
about,
I know, right?
oh.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
mean,
you
this
do
is
that
through
throughout
the
that
rose-
week. And she's gone for a week, just on a sailing trip. Basically, she's just like with her family, some I don't know,
Understood.
vacation island or something off the bay, and so you talk to her in that, but she's like dying to get together with you and find out the rest by the end
Yeah,
of that week, because
She's only
sent up some
heard.
cliffhanger stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, she has only heard 175 words
Yeah.
worth of the story.
That's concise storytelling. It'd be hard to get
story.
through.
It's not even like 3 paragraphs.
Okay. So, carousing at the upper class requires 250 gold piece for the week. So do you
250?
want to spend that? Yeah.
It's an expensive hobby
I'm a
there,
bit-
Bran.
It's hard to get.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously, noble contact points very valuable, but
You
Comes
you know
with a,
you know the old
risk.
saying. You know the old saying about that, right? You gotta bribe money to make money. So
Yeah.
I think I just made that up.
I have a
I
problem.
think I just made that up.
I only have 234 pieces of gold.
Gotta go back.
Other than
Go back and borrow some money from Dakren.
other
Wouldn't
than
have given him the
taking
50
your
gold.
guys' portions. So Branbrek is going to realize that, maybe I should look at the underside business ventures.
Wait, you're
And that's what you did last time, right? You did low class curling, right?
No, I mean like
middle.
actually break in, or like some
Criminal stuff?
roguish. Yeah,
Oh, okay, like a heist or something.
yeah. I want to investigate any corrupt nobles. Which, if I have to spend 1 week looking through library or expending a low end contact or something that way for that, I will. But I want
So
to
you can
find
spend
some.
a low contact, or you can spend 25 gold pieces, just kind of greasing some palms and gathering information.
Okay, because Branbrek is going to pull off a Robin Hood.
rob from the rich and give to himself.
Okay.
To give more to the poor later.
The benefit from the business.
Listen, I don't want to run a sweatshop, so I give them legitimate business means by taking down the corrupt businesses. That's how it works.
There you go. All right, so is that what you want to do?
Got to replace the infrastructure, not just tear it down.
Very true. Very forward thinking.
So, Branbrek is going to spend 25 gold, greasing some palms, to figure out who is, and specifically, if he finds out about like Diane's shipbuilding family as being like doing some corrupt business, he will try to avoid infringing on them. I would be willing to spend another 25 gold to make sure that if I affect this corrupt notable, it won't affect her family, or it may be beneficial to their family as well.
You don't need to do that. You pick target who like you can tell like has no connection with them, and you even like use one of your sending with the dagger to say, so change the subject. Is this family like?
Is this guy
way related to that sort of thing? And she's
like
like,
legit with your
helping for
family, or
more
is
of
he
your
a terrible
story.
person?
And she, I was going to find what happened when you went through this. Oh, they're part of the other sort of half of business in the thing. They come to some of our place, but we don't do any business with them. More of the story tomorrow. That's what you get in that one.
Okay.
So yeah, you're pretty confident that this is a good target to do. So okay, so you spend part of the week gathering information target, and now what do you do? So are you trying to rob a noble?
If it's a corrupt noble.
Okay.
But most likely a corrupt merchant. I don't think I could handle a
noble.
noble.
Merchant. Okay. So you could try to rob a sort of smuggling merchant, or you can try and rob a prosperous merchant, or a noble, or one of the richest figures in town. The DC depends on how what target you're looking at.
Guys, the decision here.
It's a big one.
Cross noble.
I could get thrown into jail for this.
Easy money or big payout? Age-old question.
Oh, I'm not gonna go after a struggling merchant. Tell you what, Austin.
So
roll a d4 for me.
Financial venture is
and
what
tell
we're
me which
about
one's
here.
the corrupt person.
What do you mean?
So, like, of those 4 choices, I guess they're 1, 2, 3, 4. Just roll a d4, and then that's the corrupt person. That's who I got to target.
Okay, you can find corrupt people in any stage of them and stuff. It's just a matter of how, like, basically you pay the 25 gold pieces as you ask around, and there are 4 people you hear, basically, and they're of different stations. Which one do you have confidence point in your thieving career to rob. Plenty of corruption and fake cities.
Okay, I'm gonna go for broke. We're going for a prosperous merchant.
Ayo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not bad.
You thought I was gonna say noble.
Well, yeah, you said you're gonna go for broke. Okay, prosperous. Got it. So, okay. So the DC for these checks is 15, and if you succeed,
Right,
you
20 for
can
a
get.
nobleman.
You can get. Well, oh yeah, it is. And so you can get 100 gold pieces if you succeed in this heist. So
Okay.
make checks. Make stealth check. Staking out the joint and sneaking into his estate and stuff, or like maybe
Okay.
his storehouse or whatever.
20.
20 out of success. So you successfully sneak into his house at night. You see a bunch of his cases of gold and treasure. So make a thieves tools check.
Right.
Dexterity thieves tools.
So proficiency plus the roll. I wonder why on D&D Beyond you can't just click the thieves tool in your toolbox to make them roll.
You add it to your skills as a custom skill. That's what I do in my rogue characters.
Oh, yeah, as an additional skill.
Yeah, it's pretty handy that D&D Beyond lets you do that.
Yeah, let me do that really quick. Skills, custom skill, add custom skill, thieves tool. And then just roll that. Okay.
Can I start mining here?
Okay, yeah. 19.
Success as well. You find a couple of them that are trapped, and you manage to disable those with your tools before opening them.
Hello to the dwarf. Get you out on a boat and not
and get out of there with a couple of the guys that you're with. And now your choice of investigation, perception, or deception.
Oh yeah, let's do perception. No.
Is a drinker and well at the cost of others' prosperity.
So investigation, deception, or perception?
Perception, right. Which one do you use?
Let us use deception.
Okay. So as you're filling your decks with gold, there's some sounds outside of the warehouse, and they're just like, "Look, there's somebody in there!" And they come in and catch you in the act. What do you? Go ahead and
17.
Success. Do you want to explain how you explain yourself and totally get off scot-free? What do you do?
Sure. What are you doing? The Lord is going to be upset at you if you reveal this operation. We're supposed to be out of here by tonight. He needs a shipment to the next town. This is illegal goods that we're handling. Don't you know any better? Didn't he pay you for this? Did you not get informed? I ought to have you hanged for this. What are you doing?
What's the skulking about in the dump then? Why didn't you at least light them? We thought you were a burglar.
Well, what did you think would happen? We would alert every guard in the district. You're just supposed to be watching for the patrolmen, aren't you?
We are guards. You did alert us. That's why I'm so confused. Why didn't you light the
Insurance.
torch if you work, Lord? I'm
Insurance scam.
confused. Oh,
It's an insurance scam.
fine, just go ahead.
It just sounds like a big miscommunication between, this stuff happens. Listen, I won't mention it because I don't want to get in trouble. You don't mention it because you don't want to get in trouble. We move on. We live happy. Sound good?
That's fine. Just next time, light a torch or something when you're
Understood.
or,
I'll
I
remember.
don't know.
Light the torch. Which one is it again? It's that one over there, or something. Whatever. I was paid to grab
Any
the
of
goods
them.
and go.
Just don't skulk about in the dark, man. Just I just have thought there was
Right. Well, I'll catch you later. And
Next
as
time
we leave,
we'll have to...
eventually, as we
yeah, they
leave,
just cough and mutter.
man, I hate doing that voice.
You run off with the other guys that you did the heist with, and
I
pulled it off
dropped
successfully.
disguise self because I had that.
I'm
Spell.
giving you advantage. Well, actually, we'll say that it's part of the if that works or not. So yeah, okay. So you made 100 gold pieces. Actually, we'll say 125. If you made back your
My investment.
the money you used to get, yeah. So you got 125 gold pieces for the week. Not bad. Okay. So
Now I can noble carouse.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So now we can resolve that.
If
For
I
your
want
second
359, I'm left with 100 gold afterwards. Doing it.
All right. So you're doing the high level noble carousing.
I feel like I'm doing it in the wrong town, but
It's good. It's a good city for it. Or carousing human, I guess.
so 250 gold.
All right, so you spend 250 gold. You go to a bunch of galas, buying some presents to like kind of gain favor, get an invitation to their party. Go to the party and you spend a lot of money on the wine there, that sort of thing. Tipping waiters, tipping the guys, that sort of thing. It costs 250 gold, which is a bit for but the other nobles don't even really pay attention much. So you fit in with them pretty well. So now what you need to do is make a
Out of sheer curiosity, because I have the noble background, and
Yes.
they recognize me as nobility just at a glance, so I fit in.
mhm.
Can I use disguise self to pretend to ramp up my reputation by acting like other nobles from other lands that could be visiting and being like, have you heard of that Ironwood family? Oh yes, they do business in my town.
Sounds perfectly reasonable to me.
I mean, you can only carouse with the upper class if you have the noble background at all. And so you're already locked to do that. You're free to pretend that you're a different noble if you want. That's totally fine.
I'm basically trying
you can
to
already
work the DM into giving me advantage on the roll.
No, sorry. You've unlocked the role. Period. Like Hargus or Jasper, if they wanted to do this to the noble class, they would have to do something like that. Something to just pretend they're noble. You already are noble, so it just let you do it with just a straight roll.
That kind of pandering,
So
and self-promotion is par for the course. So everyone's doing that already.
However, I will say if you brought like Diane with you or something, I'll give you a +2.
Oh, she's back?
No, just moving the card.
She was gone that week. You're doing the heist, healing, and then she's back.
So how noble is the prince if he's the
Sure, I don't mind
son of a
bringing her along.
in the middle in the hills?
So make a charisma
So
persuasion
clan
check.
chieftain in the hills.
They're secret.
Straight charisma check?
Persuasion check. Charisma persuasion.
Oh, persuasion check. With advantage or no?
Nope. But you get +2 because of Diane being with you. Kind of helping you out.
I get 2? Wait, what?
+2 from Diane being with you.
Oh,
at
so
these
with
parties.
whatever I roll +2. Okay.
Yes. You can persuade check plus.
Moment of truth. Not that great. 16.
16. Okay. 16 total with the +2.
Yeah, with the +2. I rolled a 10, had a +4, and then added the +2.
Okay. You made a difference. 14 would have got you 1 contact, but you need 2 contacts. And for fun, make a roll 100 and add your level.
D100.
Yeah,
And add my
and
level.
add your level.
What level are we again? 4
5 now.
or 5?
5 now.
Well, then that would be lucky 77.
77. Okay. You also earn some modest wins from gambling. Recuperate your lifestyle expenses for the time spent carousing. So you basically get 10 pieces.
I get 10 gold pieces.
About how much spent during that week with the aristocracy and stuff. So 10 of your 250 you got back just from gambling. So
okay.
And a let's see. And
so
one more thing.
I may have lied because at level 5 our proficiency bonus goes up. So everything was 1 higher.
17.
With like persuasion and
yeah, but I don't know if that would have made a difference. I would have had a 17 instead of 16.
So. I mean, you barely 2 contacts, and then you totally succeeded on the heist, so you don't need about it. Also, there was a slight complication during your cursing. As part of gaining a contact, you agreed to take on the Noah's debt.
What?
Yeah.
Branbrek, you fool! What did you do?
Yeah, you got caught up kind of in the moment, and
oh, no.
He's a very powerful person. He can help a lot, but like, can I share something part with you? I am deeply in debt, despite all of these parties, and so I would love to help you out with your business, but first I've got to get out of debt. Do you think that your business would help me out? And maybe it was the wine, maybe it was.
Branbrek doesn't drink.
I'll be right back.
Oh yeah,
okay. Being around maybe all the other people.
Diane, I know, but you afterwards you realized, why did I do that? Because you agreed to take on a noble's debt. So yes, I've done the
that backfired.
So, but I mean, you know. Maybe you can figure out like a way to
it's probably Diane's family's noble debt. Probably somebody she knew, which is why she was like, well, could you help him out? Could you help him out? Like he's a big contributor to our business and stuff like that. If he falls, like we suffer.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't particularly care about anything that way, but my dad would, and then I'd get in here. Well, I was like, fine. But I mean, you sure he's a good one?
Worry about later, sir.
Oh, fine.
Yeah. Okay.
You owe me.
We'll say that for Diane's sake. He's like, thank you. You're great. And so yeah, you've agreed to take on Noble's debts. And so you're gonna have to.
This is like most of the women I date.
I was gonna say that old story, huh?
That was a lie.
Okay, so that's your 2 weeks.
It just felt like an appropriate phrase to say.
Okay, so that's your 2 weeks of downtime for you. That's an hour of me playing. We can just swap over to you, and we can just
you know the drill for when we swap over. We talked about this.
Kind of. I mean, I didn't say I figured out a way to do this. So at the Valiant Allies Guild, you are introduced to an agent who hired when you guys were gone. Name a race, Dustin.
Name the agent, the guy?
Name a race and a gender.
Of the agent.
Is it a dwarf? It's somebody who works for the guild. Kind of like he does. They go and out quests and they just join the guild. So
you know what?
And
I'll roll for it.
Well, we still got to finish.
I mean, I can just click.
No, I'm just going to do it.
I can just make it random if you want.
So, even is girls, odds is guys, because chromosome.
Fair enough.
Guess it depends on
How you look
how
at
you
it,
look
right?
it.
So I rolled a 4. So that's a girl. As for
Okay.
race, I actually have a dice roller thing here. I'm going to roll that. It's how I made Branbrek.
But remember, this is hard. So mostly it's humans and halflings and dwarves, with a few gnomes. So don't be too exotic.
Is tiefling too exotic?
We'll say that one of the few tieflings in town. Sure, whatever. Okay, female tiefling, and her name is Seere. 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 I will say it's Seere.
Does she work
okay,
for
so you play
Sears?
Seere. No, Seere. Okay, so you play Seere. She's an agent of the guild, and you can just kind of introduce it like that. So Jasper, I was thinking so we can kind of jump into Rick, over his DM. So you go to Cloudcaster and you meet with Brissa, and we will if Dustin can't make it 1 week or something, we'll flash back to that encounter. Is that okay?
It is. I was.
Or do you want to do it kind of?
We can do it kind of quick.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Let's just do it kind of quick, so we don't have to think about it. Because
okay, I'm fine with that too. Last week, I'm not gonna make a whole town. We'll go to Cloudcaster. It's once a village of halflings, but it's become it's kind of grown a lot, and there's quite a bit of a human presence there now. The half there kind of complaining, this used to be so small when I was a kid, and now it's growing and getting more big, and can it be when I was a child, that sort of thing. That kind of got some elder halflings it has been some well-meaning humans who are trying to make it improve the economy and stuff like that. So you go there and you get right as the ground minstrels are performing.
nice.
Same performance you saw in Hale, and you see the amazing special effects using illusion magic and everything, and it's great. And afterwards, you see Brissa on stage and everything forming, and they start packing up and everything, getting ready to move on to their next town. So what do you do?
So just trying to. Is that same orc guard? I think it was an orc or a half orc guarding the back access area.
Yeah, go back. There's a half orc bouncer,
Yeah.
and he says, "I know you.
Yeah, hi.
You and
I'm just here to see Brissa. She told me to meet up with her here, so if I could just zip back and have a chat with her.
Brissa doesn't want to see you anymore.
Well, I mean, it was just the first time, and she gave me, the list of locations to meet her here. So, I mean, it's probably, I think she does.
No, she's not into it all. No,
Well,
you better just go home.
No, it's not. It's just not. I've got the stuff she wants, definitely.
You suddenly notice the half orc is trying to back laughter, and then suddenly the image of the half orc swims and shimmers, and then you see Brissa in the half orc's place, and she's like, "I'm sorry,
no.
I'm sorry, I did this."
No, that was good. That was good.
The real half orc comes from behind a corner. And he's like, "What was that?" Just yourself, and she's like, "Don't worry." And she just goes over, and you see kind of a dressing room area or something, and she's like, "How are you, my friend? I'm so glad you made it here."
I'm fantastic. That was great. I'm so jealous that you're able to do that sort of thing. It's amazing. But no, we're doing.
I've always been good at it.
Yeah. Did these lot here teach you to do that sort of thing?
Yeah, they. Obviously, that's kind of the minstrel thing, just all about illusion magic and stuff, and amping up the performances with illusion magic and whatnot. But I've always had a knack for it. I assume Forrest knows do. I don't know if you have the same experience or not. Like I said, it's all I really know about Forrest. So, anyway, tell me all about all that you've found out about Forest Snows.
Right.
And
Yeah.
do you tell her?
Yeah,
like,
tell her about
the
the ruins.
ruins and
Yep.
stuff? And,
Yeah, tell her everything. Show her the maps that I got. Show her the stone I got with the runes on it. Give her one of the small stones with the rune on it. You know, because I took a couple of those. So give her one of those
Okay.
with the map that has everything on it.
She's very, she's very interested in all of that. Talk about how that druid told you to look for the circle of stars druids, and she's like, I'll keep my eyes open. I mean, we go all over the kingdom. I'm sure we will run into some sort of, but
Right.
I'll keep that. And she kind of tells you a little bit about her story. She basically said that she was born on the road as a child, and her mother was a forest gnome, obviously, who was a brown minstrel, but she disappeared one day when Brissa was only 9 years old. She saw her, and her mother had always promised her growing up that someday she would take her go see her father and the rest of the family, forest gnome, air and everything. She can't remember what her mother called it. And then she kind of reaches around her neck, and she has a little, what appears to be like a puzzle piece shape made out of stained glass and rimmed with metal. It's like, this here is only key to my past, and I have no idea what it is. And it's literally a puzzle piece that's missing from some other sort of thing. I don't know what it is, but it's the only thing the only key I have to my past, and so I have no idea what it is. And honestly, it sounds like you're on a much more focused out for this than I am. I mean, obviously I've got to work. The brown minstrels are always on the move.
Yeah, right.
So I want you to have it. And she takes it off. She hands the puzzle piece, and she's like, anything you find on your travels that has, I mean, maybe it's some sort of family heirloom. Maybe you'll find more forest homes that have and they together. I've thought this,
right.
you know, in my life, but that's really all I have, and so maybe it'll lead you somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all I know, really.
Do you know your travel route? For the next year or so, I have to rely on normal post to get communication to you to send word, but we're planning on headed back to Ardale after this.
Actually, I think those
I can give you a list of we don't go far in advance where we're going off to. Once we're done with this tour, so to speak, of the year's end program and stuff, we're going to be going on a short break. So I think maybe the list of all the ones. In fact, yeah, the next one we're going to is a dwarf town, Springforge, and after that, I'm not really sure where we're going.
Yeah, right.
We might, if we get towns to pay and schedule, probably somewhere else. Otherwise, we might take a break for a month or two, just since it's winter time.
Sure.
But are you? You meant the Valiant Allies, right?
Right. So we'll be heading back to Hardale at the Valiant Allies, pretty regularly. It seems a good place to sort of set up shop. So anything you have.
If you're going to be there for pretty consistently, then I'll keep in mind them and send you any correspondence, any dates that I have.
Right. That'd be great. Great. It's been great seeing you. It was a wonderful show. You guys how long are you here for? A day or two? Or are you heading out soon?
Yeah, just till tomorrow.
Okay.
Basically, only come here for a day and then have a couple of permits through the day, just so everybody can see it, and then we head out the next day. So with all these caravans and stuff, it's a lot of traveling. So
right.
Yeah, next one is in the mountains, up in the Frostspine Mountains. So it'll be quite the journey. So
right. Well,
but yeah, leaving tomorrow.
All right. Can I help you out putting anything away? Maybe you can just help you out with this, and then I don't know, we'll do something. I don't suppose you are any. Do you follow the Tree Father or anything like that? I was brought up. I'd love to tell you about what happened. I mean, it was just fantastic, amazing, really.
We're into crickets, baby.
Yeah, well, of course.
You know, my mother always
You feeling prickish?
always taught me the prayers of the Tree Father, but beyond that, I haven't had much chance really. So she kind of like roots through one of her bags, and she's like, "See, I have this old prayer book to the
Get my beat box out if you're feeling prickish."
That's really all I have."
Right.
So I'd love to hear more about him if you.
Yeah.
Listen, I've got to help pack
Yeah,
up, and they don't
I'll help you
like
out.
other people.
Sounds like a Starbucks
strictly
treat to me.
But I do have him tomorrow morning before, if you wouldn't mind a drink or breakfast or
That
something.
sounds great. Really. Yeah, I'll help you out with whatever you need here too. So yeah, just
Okay. Yeah, I said they don't really like people around here, but yes. So there's this place called the Dragon, and if you want there tomorrow morning, we can probably have another maybe half hour to speak.
Sure. Yeah, so
Sounds
I'll
good.
plan on doing that, and then if the conversation comes around the next morning, you know, he is very interested in magic and stuff, so he would explain, you know, that the Tree Father giving him this boon to do the bark skin thing once a day is like the first magic he's been able to do, and just really excited about that and tell her about it. And then, you know, when it comes back around, how like he could never figure out the runes for wizard magic or artificing like his family did back at Copenhagen. Yeah, geez, forgetting my own. Back at Copenhagen, you know, just bringing around how like he could never do the magic part of it, but he has these little inventions, and just show her his inventions. You know, his one way acorn phone that he does. You know, like right, you know, you take watch, you take this side and you put it up to your ear, and I can talk into this side, and like he'll do the little thing with the acorn thing, and you know, do that. And show all his other inventions that he's made over time.
He's like, this is fascinating. I mean, almost the same thing as magic if you think about it. You accomplish wondrous things using unusual components.
Right.
Yeah. She really likes you know, like show her invention. She's really impressed. And she's like, but sure, you know how to do minor illusions for a forest, don't you? Just little things like this. And she just like makes little images appear and stuff. And she's like, here, look, if you don't know how to do that, you're scared of the forest, Jasper. Here, I'll help you. And she a little piece of fleece, and she's like, hold this end, and just kind of rub it with your hands, and just move your hands like this, just a little. And she just kind of tries to teach you how to do the minor illusion cantrip.
Okay.
So make an Arcana check.
Arcana? Okay.
Oh, yes.
That's actually a 16 on the die, so 19.
Okay. You kind of fiddle with this fleece and stuff. You have no like a piece of fleece, you imagine that sort of thing. Understand the material component, that sort of thing. But after a while, and she like shows you the movements to do with your hand and everything, she's like, some spells require incantation. This one's just moving your hand like this, and this, and you kind of practice her. And she's like, "You've got it. You've almost got it. So now think of something.
Okay.
Think of any object.
Okay.
Or think of an object or a sound.
All right. Okay. Got a sound.
Thinking about it.
I got a sound. I'll do a little bat call.
All right, now do that move again.
All right.
Just exactly what I showed you. And she like holds your hand as you're doing it, and like helps guide movements. And what sound do you think
like
of?
some bats squeaking in the rafters of the place.
Okay, so you're like closing your eyes and stuff, and you hear bats squeak. She's like, "Oh, I heard something. Were you thinking of some sort of like animal, bats?"
Right. That was it.
Whoa.
Yeah, I heard it, Jasper. I heard it. You're getting it.
That's astonishing.
So listen, you just didn't make every know that was this situation.
Oh, I guess. I guess the bounty of the Tree Father falls everywhere. That's amazing, Brissa. Thank you so much. That's fantastic. Wow, you do it differently than.
I appreciate the stuff you. I appreciate what you told me about the Tree Father. I paid by telling you I know about race. Hopefully, you and I both know more about it.
I hope I'll.
Together,
I find out.
We're more than just.
That's amazing.
And the clock tower of bond distance. Like I've got to be going, but trust me, you'll keep practicing that little cantrip.
Absolutely, I will.
After practicing, after a while, it's not even gonna require much effort at all. You can do it at any time. And next we meet, I will see you.
I hope so. Can I request one retroactive insight check on her part? When I was showing her the acorn phone.
Yeah.
No, for her.
Like you mean for her figuring out if
looking like as I was showing her the acorn phone.
Sure. So you're just asking what she rolled on insight?
Yeah. 11. Okay. Yeah, she's probably pretty fascinated by this new technology.
Okay. Yeah, and she's heard of Copenhagen. She's performed a long time ago, that sort of thing.
Anyway.
So, anyway, she gives you one more squeeze, and she's like, I can't wait to see you again. I really hope that after we go to Springforge, I get on holiday, because if so, I'll try and make it back to Hardale and meet you.
Absolutely.
No guarantees, but if not, I'll send you word.
All right. I can't wait. And hopefully I'll have more information about our people soon, and I can't wait to tell you about it.
As well, promise me you'll practice the cantrip, all right?
I promise, absolutely.
The illusions?
Absolutely.
It'll help you in your adventures as well.
Absolutely.
And she throws a couple of coins on the table for her meal that you guys had, and she gives you one last smile and runs out the door back to join the Brown Minstrels. Okay. And then other than that, do you guys want to do anything else at Hardale before we pass over the DM's mantle to Dustin? One thing for you, Hargus.
Research and performance.
Okay.
Rumors.
So when you go back to Dale, Hargus, you also received a package. Do you want to?
What was that? I heard package and then some.
You got a package in the mail that was delivered to the Valiant Ally Guild.
Oh. I'll see you to that.
Okay. You open the package, and it is a beautiful, a somewhat small but beautiful lyre, and it's got a note. It says it's from a secret admirer. That tends to happen sometimes with your performances in the inns. You know, you get people who are too shy to go up and talk to you and stuff. But you,
I think they're shy for other reasons.
Secret admirer, and it is a lyre of illusions, and you can, when you play the instrument, can cause little musical notes to appear around you, or little fairies, or just a little sort of illusory effect to accompany your performance.
Oh, or little sprightly dragons to go with the ones on my arms.
Pretty awesome. Oh,
sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, so you're not quite sure who, like, nobody in the guild remembers, you know, who did it or whatever, but you got
it's not all that surprising. I mean, I am a bit of a big deal. I did get this bone on a leather cord from Binkotha.
Indeed. Charmed the Dark Lady herself. our good friend.
Not sure if it's a chicken bone or a rib bone, but
Raven, probably, maybe.
maybe I don't know.
Okay.
Last question.
Last of all, let's just. Oh yeah, go
I was
ahead.
going to ask. The wand of conducting that Jasper bought from those gnomes before they left. How many charges does that have?
It has.
And it was like a recharge, I think you said. But I wanted to check.
It has 3 charges.
3 charges. Okay.
And it gains all extended charges daily at dawn.
And does something bad happen if I use all 3 charges?
There's a chance that something bad happens, yeah.
Okay.
But a small chance.
Only a small chance?
Nonetheless. Yes. Okay, so to finish up, let's just go ahead and roll for your guys' downtime. No roll, like all role playing aside. Let's just roll. So you wanted to research Hargus?
Yeah, I'm still trying to help my gnome friend, and I'm
Okay,
always
you
on a
guys
quest
each
for
got- You guys each got 150 gold pieces from the quest.
Sweet.
And do you guys go detail Barney your adventure, all the details?
Yeah.
I'm actually writing that down now.
Good call.
That's what I've been doing while Branbrek was catching up.
Yeah, I don't think we have any need to deceive Barney. I think we tell him everything, unless.
Okay.
I glossed over the fact
portal,
that
he's
I have
very-
a magic sword now.
You bought that.
Oh yeah.
You bought that.
So
That's
Barney
right. That
is-
wine skin was precious to me.
Barney is very concerned about the portal, and like his eyes are kind of as you're talking. He's just like, darn portal to Gora. That does not sound very safe, especially for a small town like Morn Blossom. I am going to make note and give word to the Blue Cloaks, which are a planar faction of the Mage Guild. They are definitely going to look into that because unauthorized portals are extremely dangerous. So make sure that they look into that.
I agree.
And so he'll get them to know that. And then yeah, you got your 150 gold pieces, and so let's just do 2 weeks of downtime. So research. If you want to go to the library, like the big library Hargus, then you have to spend 50 gold pieces. Is that what
How
you
much?
want to do? 50?
Before I do that, I have to spend some money on some fine clothes. I lost everything in my backpack. Remember?
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
So,
This would be the place to buy that because yeah, it all got shredded. Your nice clothes. So let's go ahead. That real quick as well. 9 clothes cost 15 gold pieces.
I'm gonna spend 30 then.
Okay, 2 sets of fine clothes.
Nope, just one.
So
Just
Certain
extra,
items.
just extra bangles on there.
okay, yeah.
Gotta have
It'll be very
rhinestones.
fun. Sounds good. I'm gonna update his NPC, his character art after this too. Then, okay,
models.
and then so if you want to research, it's 50 gold pieces. You want that?
So 80 so far.
Yes.
I'm trying to find.
And
my
are you
list
still-
of gold? So
Are you
weird. Dude.
still so are you still trying to find out more about gnomes and stuff? Is that
I am.
the focus of your research is? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Film stuff is my priority, and then if they have a list of books, I'm always on a quest for,
We,
how do I
you got
put
that
this?
list of cities you could look up too.
More.
You could,
List of cities.
yeah, you could follow up on.
I want to fill that in.
Okay.
Yeah, follow up on location and stuff about the list of cities.
Good. All right. So go ahead and make a intelligence check
Whew.
to see how well you spend your researching. I'll
Let me
say
see.
use your investigation proficient
My what?
Investigate.
investigation. I'm not sure if you're proficient in that, but you could use that if you want. Either way, it's
So
intelligence.
I rolled 9 plus 10. Plus 1 is 10.
Okay, you gain 1 lore point. So that lore point can be used to find out basically one answer to any question about that.
Okay. I will save it.
So 1 more point for that week. Just roll something real quick. Oh, man. Funny. Another complication. So, when you are doing this, okay, so you uncovered useful lore about those cities. However, in order to there's one names of the cities that you found that was very useful, and you found out a person that can help you know more about it. However, you promised in order to find out that information about that city, you promised to do a quest for them. And so that is something. Yeah, so a quest. Basically, there was a very knowledgeable, like a sage, like a scholar that had information about that. But in turn, I'll tell you all you want about these, but only if you do a quest for me. So basically, you owe him a at point in the.
And you know what?
And
I've been reading, and one of the things I am looking for, because of my background, is a horn. I'll just say it straight out. As long as we're laying it on the table, lad, I'm looking for a horn.
A horn?
A horn of legend.
Okay.
A horn of heroes. A horn of lords. A horn of companions. A horn of the she.
Okay. So you're looking for a specific magical horn, huh?
Multi-use.
That could be the subject of research as well. And Hargus agreed.
Well, I figure my face hasn't been seen around here, and the forest gnomes honestly is my priority. But I'm laying the groundwork for all this other stuff as I'm getting acquainted and making my face known. It's the reason for the fine clothing and the throwing gold around too. I am the Hargus.
So what did you want to do for your second week of downtime? Did you want to research more or do anything else?
I have to research the sword I have. I have no idea what it is or what it does. Although it makes some cool shadows. Yeah, who knows? It might have been a one-time use realm thing. So
the you still haven't used the full capabilities of that flame tongue sword yet. But do you like get identified by a wizard or?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so we'll say that just costs 10 gold pieces, and he says, give you the exact information about the sword. He said, "All right, this flame tongue sword, as the bonus action, you can speak the command word, and flames wept from the blade, and they're really bright. You can light it with the blade. It's like a 30-foot range of bright light, and whenever you attack with it, deals extra 2d6 fire damage to any target that it hits.
2d6
fire damage. Yes, and the flames last until you use the bonus action to take the command again, or you drop or sheathe the sword, and then flames go out.
Nice one, Hargus. Goodbye.
Sweet. Hey, lad.
And the flames are green because it's a creepy shadow version of Flame Tongue. So that's Hargus's downtime, and then let's go ahead and resolve Jasper's. What are you doing for your 2 weeks?
First thing I'd like to do is help Lamont with potions and get the potions that we have kind of backlogged, identified as well. So I've got a frosty one, a yellow one with an eyeball. So I'm kind of, the first couple days kind of leverage my time to, say, hey, I'll help you make some potions. You help me identify these and get all that sorted out.
Okay, I'll say with a week of downtime, you can get all of them identified perfectly.
Okay, cool.
Does that sound like a good use of your time?
I think
okay.
so.
So the Frosty White Potion is a potion of frost and strength +6.
+6?
However, it's poison.
It's poisoned?
Yes. So basically your strength will be +6 for an hour after you drink it, but you'll also be poisoned during that time.
Ooh.
And so you can try and distill poison out, but if you fail, it might repulsion.
Interesting. Okay. Then there was a yellow one with an eyeball.
Yes, that was option of clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance? Oh.
So poisoned.
Not poisoned or also poisoned?
Yes. Also poisoned, yes. You get the sense that maybe these are sort of anti-theft measures that we put in potion, and she dispelled the poison when she sold them or something. I don't know, but yeah, they have a pretty nasty poison that makes you sick.
Okay.
Nothing terrible, it doesn't kill you, but it's you sick. Your infects.
Okay.
Hey, to save time in the game, can I just make a list of the things I want to replace in my pack, and I'll put the prices by them so you don't have to research all that, and I'll let you okay it this week?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can just if you want to look up the prices in the play handbook and them all down, that would be fine. Okay, that's the yellow potion.
And I think that was all from... Oh, and then there were 2 unknown potions.
Are they the color ones?
No, I don't think you gave them a
4
color.
colored.
You just said... Yeah, you just said the 2 that I don't... Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, my bad. There were 5 normal healing potions and then 2 unknown, and I just gave you their descriptions. So those were the ones you gave. So sorry, we got those all sorted. As far as I know, that's the only potions I have.
Okay, I also got that you got 4 just random colored, multicolored potions that you just kind of shove the shelf at Winnie's house.
Okay.
Those are all potions of poison.
Potions of poison. Okay. And then 4. Just like a 2d4.
So they just do poison damage. No, not weapon poison. It's
poison condition.
Actually ingested ones. And what it does is, I'll look at it real quick. Also, I will say, during that week, you also identify those pale herbs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the pale herbs you found? With a poison kit, it turns into pale tincture poison.
What was the type of poison?
Pale tincture.
Pale tincture poison.
And the potion of poison is, if you drink it, take 3d6 poison damage. And then you take 3d6 poison damage at the start of your turn, as long as poisoned, until you basically succeed on... it's pretty nasty poison.
Yeah, what's the DC on it?
Yeah, if you drink it, you take 3d6 poisons. You must DC 13 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned. At the start of each of your turns, while you're poisoned in this way, you take 3d6 poison damage. At the end of each of your turns, you can make the saving throw. On a successful save, the poison damage you take on your subsequent turns decreases by 1d6. The poison is when the damage decreases.
Oh man, that is nasty.
0.
What's the DC?
So basically, you have to make 13.
Sweet. I mean,
yeah, that's nasty.
Terrible.
That's
terrible.
Monster drinking it maybe be useful.
Are these the pale tincture poison, or would making the pale tincture poison?
No, these are just poisons of poison.
Okay, so pale tincture poison would end up.
I found somebody proficient in a poisoner's kit, which Branbrek might, with his underworld contacts. They can make it into pale tincture poison. But yeah, they're just like the raw herbs, basically.
Right.
So.
And then retroactively going back to the potions that the group got from Galen Falls, I'll fill you in. Not that anyone remembers them, probably.
Do you need a
But
Do you need a description? I think I still have the description.
no, I
of
got
it.
them. The two blue ones.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
the two blue ones were potions of water breathing. The three gray ones were.
Oh yeah, who does anybody have those? I
do.
don't.
You guys gave him
I
to
don't.
Jasper because he was the
Jasper?
alchemist. Yeah, and
Oh, cool. So we'll say you identify. All
I never
those.
identified him until officially in game until just now. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, there were two potions of water breathing, three grayish potions, which were failed attempts to create a more purified healing potion. So they ended up being 2d4 plus 2 poison damage instead of healing. And then
Oh
yeah.
Just reverse.
So no one chugged those, so that was good.
Cool.
Not poison condition or anything like that, just like, oh, this is really bad.
Just straight
Yeah.
poison damage.
And then there was one small light purple vial, which is the poison that was used to incapacitate the group. So there's 3.
I mean the spice for
Yes.
this special lamb chop
Spice
dish.
for the lamb stew, which we can all intuit
Okay.
was being distilled from those creatures in the tanks and put into larger vessels and then distilled down into this purified form. So there's 3 doses of that poison in this one vial. You could do like 3 applications of it, which is basically just like a
Okay.
strong
Let's remember that.
a strong
That
knockout.
could be useful.
Yeah, a strong knockout drug, basically. Doesn't do poison. It just makes you go sleepy time so that they can stick worms in your brain. You know, that kind of thing.
Okay. Righty. Okay, so yeah, that whole week you get all that stuff identified, and great. And then okay, and then what about your second week?
My second week, I will. Let's see. I gotta make some more healing potions, so I'll spend my days doing that and working on inventions, trying to get a couple new inventions ironed out. And then I think he'll spend all of his gold on materials for his different inventions, just like just has to buy stuff to tinker with and put together and experiment with. So he's basically got to spend like all his gold on these components to put stuff together, you know. A bunch of springs and stuff go into a little ball, and the ball's like pressure activated, so when he throws it at someone, it'll clasp onto their clothes or armor if he hits, and then the spring will go off and then start like smacking them over and over in like random ways, just like bouncing around, but like is clasped onto him, so it'd be like an auto attack thing, just bang, 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 you know, smack.
That is awesome.
And then
Hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
Wait.
So basically,
right.
the rest will be kind of
Sounds
taken
great.
up with that. And then any spare time he's got, he's gonna keep looking at old Orsic, and just watching for some way that he can sneakily do something good for him again, like seeing if he's using his cleaning solution a lot still, so probably just brew up another cleaning solution for him and leave it on his doorstep. And then like if he's got a hard time waxing something, he'll try and come up with a nice buffing material, because the acid's probably hard on the surfaces, so it probably burns through the varnish on some of the furniture with some of the tougher stains. So he'll try and come up with a replacement varnish using his snail glue mixture, and try and come up with like a super strong like finishing surface, and then
Like immune to that.
to like combat it.
Okay, yeah, you hear him grumbling about how I like ruined all his rags. Like he thought it was a good, thing at first.
Definitely can't
He's
overuse
like,
it. Definitely can't overuse it.
Somebody, yeah, he's like somebody I first thought somebody was trying to be nice to me, but then it ruined all my rags, and I figured it was just a big practical joke. Everybody's gonna make fun of old Orsay stuff, and that's basically you can tell like maybe some stronger rags or like you said, like strong surfaces, something to go with that would really make better.
He'll do that, and just leave that on his doorstep, and then at night before bed, just keep on training with Bruce to try and get Bruce to be responsive to his commands, and then trying to get some more of the insects and stuff to do that similar kind of thing. Like maybe if he like opens up his jar of bombardier beetles, they'll like swarm around him, kind of like, and then try and get him to go back in. Just practicing his animal handling and stuff like that too. So just focusing on all those sorts of things.
So your animal handling and your inventions and just using your resources during bad stuff. And then as for Dakren, he used this entire time as relaxation stuff, and he's good to go with fighting in new ways, which is great. And other than that, I'm just gonna go to the auction house, see what there is.
Oh yeah, one last thing. Every single morning since they got back, Jasper is going to the kitchen and preparing little cricket cakes that he's trying to season with some of the healing herbs and stuff to like try and get everyone a little more interested, seasoning in different ways, and trying to get the group to try some of his cricket cupcakes, just like, I made this one a little bit sweeter, but it's still got...
I have one more thing.
It's still got a little bit of kick to it.
Okay.
Not crickets.
I mean, this one...
I've composed two stories. One for our adventure and one for Benkotha. So, and I'm gonna be doing those pretty regular in the town.
A canticle.
Because
all right.
Canticle for Benkotha.
All right, yeah, you do that, and some of the religious people are kind of offended when you start, talking about Benkotha. Just like, so you don't tout her at funerals, the nervous guy, but the teenagers love it. Like they love the scary stories. They love bringing their girlfriends there to to cuddle with on the scary parts that you talk about, and the fear of death kind of keep them excited. So yeah, the youth folks, some of the older folks are just like, not big fans, but so yeah.
I'll take the time I'm taking the time to write it out, and I'll post it on our.
I would love to
thing. And
fire stories.
Because it's going to take a little longer because I just decided I'm going to sex it up a little. Maybe wake up, nobody in my arms.
I was going to say Winifred is getting a big makeover in the song production. Yes, deadly but beautiful.
Can't wait.
That's great.
But I can't wait to see. Okay, so Dakren is going to he's going to the auction house and buy a earth elemental diamond.
Earth elemental diamond.
And add that to my equipment. An earth elemental diamond. It can summon an earth elemental when I break it.
Sweet.
That's pretty good.
I randomly determine what's in the auction house and stuff, and so that I ended up bidding 225 gold pieces and got it.
Nice.
So, mental diamond. And with that, and I also used a week, or I used a week to go to Swanbow and get just some armor and things, and visit my mother for how I'm new and everything, which probably cheer her up because last time I was pretty discouraged, and just kind of make the trip back. And with that, Justin, you can become the DM now.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Nice passing of the
Now we're in
torch.
for it.
All right. So all of you have returned to the Valiant Allies. It is the beginning of the next week. You had seen Branbrek, you had seen Dakren. You all had a wonderful evening. Were able to catch up on your stories, review kind of your adventures. Dakren gets to sit in awe and also maybe surprise of what you guys had done, and possibly wondered how you survived.
It
I don't know.
makes me excited though, 'cause I'm like, man, if something as simple as finding someone kidnapped, it's happened twice to view, and it comes out to be so much more than that. And I can't wait to see what else is in for us. Can't wait to fight some monsters and
we'll
stuff
say
just
this
like I
is
used
the
to.
this is the evening of the last day of the week that you guys are having this. The next, I don't know if we're on a 10-day system or a 7-day system or something that way, but
I was thinking
I
7
assume
days.
10-day.
So
I think 7.
I like the 10-day system because then it's just 3 weeks of 10 days for every month.
I mean, we could say that each month has 28 days. And it's
But
four
it would change the
7-day
downtime
weeks.
that you had done before, so maybe we'll just do the 7.
I don't know. They'd lend us
days.
more to fast zombies, which
I
I'm
mean,
not a
we
fan
think
of.
like basically a
We'll
work
get to
week
that
is
later.
5 days, and so
Yeah.
Oh,
whatever.
So we'll just keep it as the normal 7, just for the downtime purposes. So, going from there, we have you waking up in the morning, refreshed, feeling great, rolling out of bed. Hargus has already started his morning song. Jasper is tinkering away while whistling. Dakren is practicing flexing and jumping jacks and enjoying his new revitalized body. As you all come down from your various rooms and meet again, you start the morning off as normal, greeting each other, eating and stuff that way, and you start to notice that a friend, Branbrek, seems to be absent from the table, missing yet again, without word.
oh, he's strapped to a table somewhere.
Was Branbrek planning on joining our mission? I assumed we were getting it fairly soon. He'd be around more, but you can really tell with him from what I can tell.
Jasper comes out of the kitchen with a fresh plate of steaming hot cricket flapjacks and walks over to the table and sets it down. And he goes, all right, this is the one. And I'm serious. Each of you just try one bite. Try one bite and tell me it's not delicious.
And you trying to win the bet
No,
or
I'm
something,
just
lad?
saying, ever since I've started eating...
This is some little friends we haven't seen that are just snickering in the corner waiting to hand out
Just
money.
saying, ever since I started eating these every morning, I feel better for the entire day. I'm just saying. It's a great combination. I think I've really locked it in. Just have one flapjack and you tell me that you don't feel better throughout the entire day.
Is there any dogs in this inn? Are there any under the table? Because I have a
I'm
plan
sure
I'm
there's
formulating.
dogs that, like, maybe some of the adventurers have his pet, and just sort of
You have to
around.
roll the stealth check of your life because Jasper
Some
is
may wander.
staring at you, waiting for you to eat your
Oh,
flapjack.
no. Sleight of hand.
Dakren?
You know what? Fine. If this is the end of it, Jess, then we'll taste. Is that fine?
If afterwards you can look me in the eye and tell me that you don't feel better throughout the rest of the day, then it's the end of it. I won't bring it up again.
Only if they have Coke in them.
It's not Coke. It's just pure
Fine,
natural.
I'll take it.
Pure natural ingredients.
The main ingredient better be cocaine.
Just try Hargus. Come on.
I'll eat one.
That's a boy.
Oh, he looked away. Mine went under the
Constitution saving
table.
throw. I'm joking.
All right. Hargus, do you try and eat it? Do you try and throw it away, or do you eat it?
It's an easy trick, and I'll show you to you right here. You put your legs together.
I heard stealth check.
You put your thing on the table, and you scrape it. Oh,
I
there it
heard
is.
stealth check of 11.
Oh, it's so good.
I heard stealth sleight of hand of 11 is what I heard.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
still
have you
chewing.
roll. Let's have you roll a stealth check, but because he's so intent on watching
Sleight of
Dakren,
hand.
or sleight of hand, yeah. Well, let's have you roll a sleight of hand to see if you can beat.
14.
14.
What's your perception? Your passive perception?
I am actively staring
Me?
at both of them, but my passive is like a 10.
It only takes a minute.
I mean, feel free to make a roll. I assume that you're swapping between
Yeah.
the two, and he may have just like done it quickly while you were.
Well, that was there,
Turned
and there's
his
where
way.
he got a 14. I
Wait a
got
minute.
16 on the die.
I'm throwing advantage
So-
on myself.
As Hargus slides, Jasper whips his head back right when
17.
you finish pulling it off into your lap.
Wait a minute, Jasper. Advantage. Oh, no, wait a minute. Not Jasper. Branbrek, advantage.
Sure,
can't
I'll
just
give
say
Jasper
it.
advantage.
You can't just say advantage.
No.
You've had 3 rolls on this. You slap it on the floor. Jasper sees you.
Oh, I'm sorry, lad. The dog got that
Sadly-
one.
Sadly,
next
these are
time.
wooden
I don't know
chairs
how
that
that
you
could have
sit on, and they have a little bit of a gap, and the pancake falls down and then just like folds perfectly through the gap and just hits the floor near your foot. And it obviously makes a sound. So, well, that's
I
not what it sounds,
hate
but
to hurt your feelings. You're a cute
It's
little
not that
feller.
bad, Hargus. Just eat one. I mean, it's got a
Whoa.
kind of a weird aftertaste, but it's not gonna kill you.
No,
Fine.
it's a textural thing.
No queasy.
It's
It's not for
textural.
me, but it's not the worst I've had.
That's fine, Hargus.
No,
I'll give
no.
give the other
Just
one
no,
to
Dad.
Bruce every morning. You don't need it, obviously.
okay.
And he eats the rest of his flapjack, and as he eats the rest of his flapjack, Dakren and Jasper both get 10 HP added to their max and current HP value.
Oh, dadgum. Give me that dog.
I can still eat it.
10,
No.
you say?
What's
Alright.
that?
Plus 10 to your
10,
max
you say?
HP.
Yep, for
10.
That's one
Yeah.
badass dog.
the next 8 hours.
Is that the-
For the next 8 hours.
Yeah, it's that.
Yep.
So, okay, I just wanted to make
Oh,
sure.
thank God it's temporary.
And I'll point that out, like, sort of, in a.
That's about how long it takes you to
20
pass that through
minutes,
your
I start to
system.
feel it. I'm like, Jasper, gotta hand it. I actually pretty
Right?
So
Right?
what you're
That's-
saying is you'll lose your vitality with a dump.
I'm.
like the taste.
It's a little nutty, right?
Not my favorite,
Yeah, you
but
get used to
I
it.
feel I feel
Yeah.
good.
Actually, I misspoke. I looked at a different line. It's just 5 HP, not 10. My bad. I don't roll
It's
for
about this
Yeah.
point,
Still good.
as you guys are
Good.
having your stare down and trying to enjoy your morning meal, that Tor comes around the corner. Is it Tor or Thor?
it. Tor.
Guildmaster. Tor comes around the corner and goes, "Good, you're awake, you're here. I've received word that there's a messenger from Valkstad in the town, supposedly he's been traveling around to various guilds, offering some kind of quest. He'll be here at some point. Now, is your group together? We want to make a good impression.
No, we're missing one actually.
Except,
Yeah.
what else?
Do you know where he is?
Barney? Is Barney around?
He never says. He just goes wherever he wants. He could be at his business, which he never tells us where it is. So who knows? He could be with that girl that we speak with every once in a while. But that's
You mean?
I heard him say something about getting mirrors put on his shoes, but I don't know any further than that.
But oh well. I mean, supposedly he was up the street. I went to go get some fresh bread in that, and I saw him going from one of the other guilds, and he was headed this way. I hurried back to see if you were there, and you notice that he's carrying a loaf of bread that he has definitely cut in half by squeezing it against his body with his arm. That was relatively fresh, and he's hurried to get back as he was going like this.
I mean, I guess we could.
And it's kind of flopping, and you realize the second he lets go, he's probably going to lose half the loaf. So,
Hey, my boy.
I guess we could meet with the fellow for now, and
so,
then fill in
right.
Bran
Well,
later.
Just clean yourselves up. Make yourselves look as appealing, as enticing as ever, because we could use something as famous as a messenger from Valkstad. Supposedly, there is some dispute between some noble families or something like that. We'll find out more. But I know I've heard of these things before, so we'll see. And about that point, there's a rap on the door. And he goes, oh, places, everyone. Goes and he opens the door and he goes, welcome to the Valiant Allies. I'm glad that you're here. What can we do for you today? And you see on the other side what looks like a short, thin human. Strangely enough, as he walks in, somewhat upturned nose, inspecting the place, arms crossed behind his back, and a long, really long, spindly, tied into a single braid beard that would go past his feet if he wasn't wearing somewhat really thick shoes, about 3 inches, somewhat like platforms. And you start to realize this isn't a thin human, but a thin, gangly dwarf with a long beard.
Put it in the front.
Well, as the dwarf starts to talk, this place is, I understand, another adventuring guild, and I assume you are the proprietor here? Thor. Yes. We are the Valiant Allies, and we have some of the finest adventurers here. We're relatively new and upcoming, but we have a very high success rate with everything that we have done so far. We are very well known in the local area, and we're making a good name for ourselves. Here are some of our new members that are already making a name for themselves, and gestures to you guys. And as he looks over at you, kind of strokes the beard and like twirls it. It's exceptionally long. Like, it's as long as he is tall. Once again, it would go past his feet if he didn't have those really thick platform shoes on.
I'm beard judging and grading.
Hey,
He also, his hair is a
As any
braided
decent beard owner
ponytail,
would.
and he's kind of like a light brown color. Dwarven, somewhat tanned skin. His eyes just a normal, kind of cobalt grayish blue. And
What sort of dwarf is this?
he's kind of just looking you up and down. He says, yes. Well, I suppose I am asked to extend the offer to any available guild, and then that you are to make your petition and then be sized up by one of the two noble factions that are having a honor fight again. Well, I guess it will do. So, and he reaches into his little satchel and pulls out a scroll, unfurls it. He says, "It is hereby declared that the Firebeards and the Stoneborn, two noble families in Valkstad, who are vying for the position of ambassador, are in a current feud to show who can be a more suitable vessel to represent our fair nation in the city of Jord."
Jordmonger?
No.
Jordengard?
I need to pull it up. Sorry for breaking immersion there. Jord Earljed. This is a rather important thing. We are bound by the contracts that have been established by the Dwarven King that we are not allowed to fight among ourselves, but find representatives to show forth our efforts in negotiations, our ability to import and discuss political intrigues through the working relationships of other races. So no dwarves can participate in this feud or proof. However, they are seeking adventurers of able bodies to represent themselves in whatever manner of competition or what have you that may entail. So I am here to post up a job posting to see if there's any able-bodied adventurers that feel that they are worthy of representing such noble and great houses. There is compensation and other things and yada yada yada. You can read the rest. He hands it over to Tor, and Tor is like, "Oh, it's quite amazing. I'm sure our men are up to the job, aren't you, men?"
I sort of found it like attention the whole time, revert back to my like military sense, just like standing like completely polite and like just waiting to be asked to speak or whatever, and I just kind of give a little salute, and I'm just like, I'd be willing, sir, if it would be a good reputation to the guild, help it out. Absolutely volunteer for this quest.
Is Hargus just stuffing his face still?
Hargus is scrolling there, watching the dog eat his breakfast.
He's just watching, not even making
a very healthy-looking dog.
Eye contact. Just watching a healthy dog eat his crickets and get 10 more HP.
A very perceptive person might have noticed that when I think is the guy talking, the proprietor, is that Lamont talking, or is it actually Tor? Because Tor was kind of the jerk leader of the competing party. Is it Tor or Lamont who's talking?
No, you're
as
thinking
far as I
of
can tell.
Tor is the leader of the guild, but he's mostly just like finance.
Oh, okay.
Guy.
Then I got
like
I was confused. Then my bad. Okay, so Tor. Yeah, when Tor.
I might have wrote that down wrong too.
Technically, Barney should probably be doing this, or Seal. That's why I kind of created.
We'll say it's Barney then.
Oh, the new.
I apologize.
Okay, that's why I created the things. Could roll there how I wanted, but you can do.
Well, when
I would like to take my lack of interest as an opportunity to detect any deception in him.
Sorry, I didn't create those NPCs. They're not in my mind correctly.
as they were.
That's why I created Seere.
As they were telling us to like make ourselves presentable, an observant person might have noticed Jasper like getting himself together at first, and then like he was reaching up to like take his hat off, which was green, and he was going to turn it inside out. You could see him like reach up and grab it, but as soon as this guy walked in looking all disdainful, he like stopped and straightened the green cap on his head and just kind of leaned against the table and didn't and stopped. He was, yeah.
he was already done with the conversation
Yeah,
before it
well,
started.
you know, there's a time that you pay honor and respect to a visitor by putting on the red, and there's a time you don't. So he's quietly
then.
leaning on the table.
What an unacceptable dwarf as it is to put on such airs
Yeah.
and be so skinny.
And you know that some dwarves are prejudiced and still hold to old traditional ways, and other dwarves are not. This one seems to be the former. And he says, "Well, I believe my business is. I believe my business here is concluded. You were among the last ones I needed to make sure that I had done my job properly, and thus I bid you adieu. I must escort a criminal back to our fair city to face trial. So I will be seeing you.
And good day, Harold.
You as well. Take care. Now, men, where is that lout, that Ironwood scumbag?" And then he walks out.
Hey, wait,
Poor. Did he just arrest?
yeah, that sounds like.
Branbrek?
I think that's our lout. Yeah.
Brick's last name is Iron. Did you catch
Yep.
Barney, we're gonna change. Barney is like,
Oh yeah.
his last name is
Yeah.
Ironwood?
Yeah. I have a.
Oh no. Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah.
He might misrepresent the guild being labeled as a criminal. You guys need to find out what's going on
Right.
there.
How big is the guild?
I'll be
Okay.
right back.
Right.
And he goes off.
Oh.
And
6
eventually
members,
comes
right?
back with a small contract.
2
He's
of
like,
them founded.
"Listen, investigate why
Four of
Branbrek
them.
was arrested, or whatever, or if it is even him. I mean, Ironwood's a common name, right? I don't know dwarves."
It seems very unlikely. It seems very unlikely.
I mean, he seems like a
It
proper
seems
chap.
right
I
in
mean,
his,
he's not one to do
wheelhouse.
anything illegal, right?
Well, I mean, you know.
Oh, no, no.
He did have his business, which none of us have ever known what he actually is.
He's a fine, unspoken member of society.
Do you know anybody in town that might, might know what's going on?
Mistakes can be made.
He's way too affluent and good-looking to be in such trouble.
Right.
Right.
He's curse you, Branbrek, for being so mysterious.
Hargus, Hargus, you've got a little schmutz right here, Hargus. You got a little schmutz there. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's weird.
I feel like
chocolate.
I'm going to get revenge taken upon me.
It's like
As the
flinging
DM
all
for
that.
all the things I've done.
Glad to get some on you.
Okay, so
Well,
what's the?
listen, I have a contract for you guys.
All right.
The guild's name is at stake because if they find out that he worked here, he's a criminal. We're a new place. We can't afford that.
Right.
Kind of infamy. We would have to become a dark guild. I don't even know how to run that. I have no underground connections.
Yeah, that does seem like a bad transition. I mean, all of our stuff here is above ground. I'm pretty sure if you go bad, you have to move everything below ground. And that just seems like a lot of work.
I'm not into using a shovel.
So I need you to. I'm formally asking your party to please investigate what happened to Branbrek,
Right.
or something that way. See if you can gain favor with one of these two noble families by all means possible. And maybe you can, I don't know, cover it up. Do something. Just save the guild's name.
I'll start baking a file into a cake.
I can make really good flapjacks. So Dakren, I was wondering,
Just not gonna let it go, are you?
what's the flyer say? Oh, pause for a moment. It hasn't been mobbed.
Okay.
We could,
The fire bidders.
we could bypass a whole lot of this by waylaying him on the road.
And I can tell you guys this. I already discussed this a little bit with Austin because we were.
Okay, sorry about that. There was somebody going through our garbages, which is
Fun. Yeah, fun. Yeah.
So
A little bit.
I
Little
feel
bit.
like neighborhood being less and less safe every day. Weird stuff keeps happening. So
That's unsettling.
anyway,
We were concerned at first, and then we saw you kind of smirking, so we're like, okay, we can be stupid about this now. And so mission accomplished.
I tried to hold the face better, but I kept on having to glance over at you. I'm like, I should have looked at him in the
My
first
freeze frame
place.
should have been directed this way.
Yeah, I started wishing I'd frozen a more interesting spot so I could see something other than what I was looking at.
Yeah. What's this flyer
All
say?
right. So the flyer says this. Valkstad is holding a traditional bout of honor, where two families, dwarven in nature, will vie for the position of ambassador to represent one of our towns, Jord Eraldine. Jord Eraldine. I have a really hard time saying that second word. I don't know why I chose it. I'm gonna hate that the rest of this campaign, the rest of the time I'm doing this, because that's the city you're
DM
going
pro
to.
tip: say all words out loud before the campaign starts.
You know, I probably should have.
What's the
But,
name of the name? What's
probably
the name again?
tip for every DM.
We've all done it.
I mean, it's Yord's Ruby is the name of the city, untranslated.
Oh, okay. Well, I would imagine then like it's known by that in common.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's also known as the Everglow Forge, and the Earth God's Garden. So just some other kind
Jord
of
is
names.
the god of Earth.
Yeah, Jord. Jord is one of the deities of Earth, and being a dwarven nation, that is a particularly worshipped deity. But this is one of the more famous cities for being very beautiful and rich in resources. It exists on the north, kind of the southeastern side of the mountains or basically east of Valkstad on the other side. It's kind of a sister capital, as I'm butchering words. I obviously but and is a beautiful city.
So it sounds like they're competing to see
two
who can get this like high tier position over in Georgetown, and
You have learned. You guys have been exposed to dwarves, and you know that family names and like who is supporting you and other things like that really builds up the society. The society is very merit based, but the merit is based upon their position. For example, royalty can elevate a hero or a national hero to royalty. A national hero could elevate a famous house to national hero status. Royalty could also do that. A famous house could elevate a noble to a famous house in renown. A noble could do the same to a well-to-do merchant or middle-class, upper-class citizen. An upper-class citizen could do it to a standard citizen. And a standard citizen could do it to somebody that has been down on their luck and is a lower-class citizen. And a lower-class citizen can't do it for a vagabond. But they can still work with them and stuff that way. It's pretty well known that if you have done bad business or lost your fame or otherwise, you can become a vagabond in some of the dwarven cities, meaning that most places will not do business with you, even if you have the gold. So to be a vagabond is to be labeled as something that way. Renown and prestige is very intrinsic to these towns. and makes a big difference in a person's skill to interact with other cities or otherwise. It's kind of like the difference between going to a country, being a foreigner, and then finding out that, hey, you're a foreigner. Everybody kind of treats you about normal, but they won't give you the same amount of respect as a foreign dignitary or something else like that.
Do average people just out of nowhere, do you start off as neutral and have to work your way up to exalted, or do you start off as unfriendly and have to work yourself through neutral, friendly? Wow, joke. Sorry. That was for
Yeah, I
Austin.
got that.
That was for
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah.
But actually, no. Seriously, do you start off as
really
actively unfriendly?
fucking-
Do you start off as actively unfriendly or more neutral? Like if you first go there out of the blue, no connections, are you?
I'll say that you guys know this, having either A, been around Branbrek or other dwarves and just growing up. You do know that for most foreigners traveling there, they're not usually affected much by the system. They're just treated as their standard average citizen, or maybe a little bit upper class if they're a well-known merchant or something that way. But they're typically never at noble status. You typically have to be a well-known noble with connections, and at that point, you've gone into their system.
So we're not going to get a
anyways.
ton of.
And it's your royalty.
Yeah, we're not going to get
Yeah.
a ton of flack just for showing up as non-dwarves, though. Okay, that's good.
No.
That's good to know.
Unless,
That's good to know.
but you may get flacked if you were certain
Yeah.
races, and there's older,
Grudges.
there's certain dwarven clans and otherwise that are prejudiced or opinionated about it. There's others that are not. You may have gotten the impression that Ironwood's clan was one of the knots.
Right.
So,
Okay,
which
so last question before we
into.
get too involved. Are we going to run after these guys and try and see where they're going? Should we just confirm that it's actually Bran that's been arrested on their way out or something? Should we? I mean,
And maybe a costume on the road.
I don't know that I want to kill just some dwarves doing their job, you know?
Oh, we don't have to kill them.
he was technically a foreign dignitary.
But let's just make sure it's him first, I guess. You know, that'd be sort of step one. Maybe we could get eyes on him before they leave town or something like that. We just follow them from a distance, maybe, and see if it's actually our Ironwood that they've got. Maybe.
There's a small...
Me and Dakren just runs out the door.
We'll follow. You can...
Does he do the whole thing where he just like finishes off the mug, slaps it down, and runs out?
Yeah, while you guys are discussing stuff, I'm just like finishing the rest of my meal. Like
your flapjack.
Haley just like, and I just walk right past him.
He's going. He's going.
We're going then.
Okay. Well, as you guys,
so yeah, I'm gonna go outside, look around, see, and figure out where they went. Assumed the mates to Valkstad, right?
Yeah. They haven't traveled too far, due to his odd personal choice in footwear. He doesn't move very fast.
We watch him hobbling down
And
the road.
he often you see him often like kind of stuttering a little bit and complaining about the poor craftsmanship and workmanship of the roads here, even though it's fairly fine cobblestone. His footwear is just not well suited to this.
Important point here. Does Jasper notice that while the rest of his body is very thin, his calves are just enormous from walking in these super awkward shoes? He's just got like watermelon calves, but the rest of his body's super thin.
Make a perception check.
12.
Compared to the rest of his muscle structure, yes. Like, he's still not as bulky as some dwarves, but that seems to be the only part of him that is like a normal dwarf size.
Alright, so discreetly follow, I assume? See where he's going?
Right. You do notice that he has
I'm just gonna
Undiscreetly follow?
not really thinking about. I don't think I'm gonna go up, just get away with them, I guess. So.
While you can't tell their expressions, and you didn't see them before because they waited on the other side of the door, just at 2 different positions, there are 4 fully armored dwarven guards next to him. 2 that are in full plate, and then 2 that seem to be in lighter armor, like a fine leather of some kind, but it's still full body. It's just something that way. And they seem to be escorting him. You can tell that they've matched their march to match his walking speed, which might look more
Like,
grueling.
They're taking 3 steps for
Yeah.
every 4 of his or something.
It's kind of odd because it's a very stop-go march, because he doesn't travel very fast. And yeah, so they're just headed down the thoroughfare. They seem to be headed to one of the roads that would lead out of Hardale.
Okay, I'm just going up and see, like, can I see who they're escorting?
The
Shackled.
There's nobody with them. It's just those 4 guards and him.
Oh, okay.
You
Did we
don't
find
see
out his
anything
name?
else at the moment. No, he never introduced himself.
Oh, what a interesting fellow.
Exactly.
Didn't think it was. Think it was important. Apparently, knew that. Okay. Yeah. I guess we'll just kind of follow him.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if he's, I thought that he was with them, but if they haven't
Okay.
him up,
Are
yet,
you
so we'll just
are you doing
see
this
who he is.
stealthily, trying to just be inconspicuous in following him, or are you just blatantly walking behind them like 10, 15
Jasper's
feet?
trying to. Yeah.
Streets aren't
Jasper's
super
trying
busy,
to stay back
but
a little
I
bit.
mean, you guys aren't exactly
don't think
stand
Frank-
out.
Dakren's not really thinking about it. Like, he's just kind of awkwardly following behind them, like giving them plenty of space to be polite, but like otherwise just kind of keeping their
Walking
weird
the same way.
pace and stuff, kind of impatiently just sort of walking past them. But
So eventually you catch up to him because obviously your natural walking speed is higher than his.
then I stop and wait to get ahead a little more. Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, that happens a couple times, and then I just decide to wait to see like the turn. Then I'll just run the cat up at that because I'm tired of this weird slow walk. And so I'm just gonna kind of just lean against the wall, and just wait for him to turn or make.
The guards have
Some sort of-
definitely noticed you. You can't tell if he's noticed you or if he's chosen to ignore your presence. You can't really tell. You don't know if he's just too focused on trying to stay upright or what. But
That's probably what I.
but the guards seem to have noticed you, but they seem fairly confident that if you were to cause trouble, they could handle you. So they're not too worried about you, but they're definitely in a more ready stance than before. You can't really see their faces. You can kind of see their eyes darting around in the 2 leather ones, but the full metal ones, the shadow from the full metal is obscuring how they're looking. So, yeah. So are you going to talk to them or just let them pass by again for the, like, I don't know, 3rd, 4th time?
If they like make eye contact with me, I'll just kind of nod. I'll just be like,
Yeah. One of the leathered armored ones, which you can make eye contact with, does see you and just gives you a small nod, and then resumes back, kind of relaxes a little, and then the other ones follow suit and they keep going. It seems they're used to people giving them really awkward stares while traveling with him. So they're kind of, you get the impression they're used to maybe onlookers like yourself acting the way you are,
we'll find out because Jasper now, seeing them kind of like acknowledge Dakren on the side, is still behind them, but he starts walking in like a pantomime of the fancy dwarf, just like making fun of him. He's like, and like, yeah,
Behind
like
them?
10, 15 feet back, like all stiff-kneed, like.
Nope.
Yeah, just making fun of the ambassador dwarf.
Yeah, so you do this.
Trying to get like one of the guards'
There's a
attention.
couple kids.
He's like,
There's a couple kids that start
Yeah.
mimicking you and following along behind you, and they start making a racket. And eventually, one of the
Yeah,
guards
we're all
looks back, and
A
he looks
gnome
back.
and some kids are at the same time.
Yeah,
He looks like a bunch of kids at a glance.
a bunch of kids, and one of them looks way
yeah,
too
with full
old.
beard.
There's a little beard.
Yeah, which makes
Yeah.
sense because he's got the beard and the kids don't, so he's like in the middle, being the fancy one.
Yeah. And like some of the kids start mimicking being the guards right next to him, but they're like doing the same silly little dance. They have like their little sticks and stuff that way. One of the back guards that's in the full plate turns back and looks at you guys for a moment. Turns back. Make a perception check, Austin or Hargus or anybody that's nearby.
First roll in month. How exciting.
7.
9.
Seems fine.
Okay. Yeah, you guys don't seem to notice anything. He seems to be unchanged by what was going on.
Is Branbrek conscious?
Branbrek
We haven't
is
seen him
not
yet.
anywhere nearby. They continue to start heading towards the main thoroughfare, and eventually continuing this kind of parade, which seems to have been garnering more and more attention. You eventually reach. I don't know if Hardale has a gate. Does it have a gate? A little small city
It's
wall?
got a front gate.
So we'll say they
it's
finally
got a
get
big
to the
wall.
gate. They finally get to the gate and they start to leave through it. And still at this point, you don't see Branbrek or anything nearby. And he continues past the gate, and you see that they have some a cart that is it's a carriage, but it's a bit smaller in style, and it looks like it's prepared for him and the guards to ride in. So they assist him into the carriage as he keeps knocking his shoes against the steps, trying
So
to
he's getting
step
into the
up.
carriage now, and there's
And-
no sign of a prisoner.
Yeah, he eventually gets into the carriage.
Before he, like, as he's getting in, if it
and-
looks like he's getting in and closing the door, Jasper's going to start yelling out in his best little kid impersonation voice and throwing out minor illusion to do it as well, to, like, get all the kids saying it at once. He'll just start saying, "Hey, mister, show us the prisoner. Yeah, where's the prisoner? Show us the prisoner." In, like, little kid voices.
He's stepping up into the
Let's
cart,
go.
hands up, has another
I know
one of
you-
the dwarves basically lifting him up from the waist in because he can't step properly into the carriage. And he stops, and they kind of are holding
Show us
him
the
there.
criminal.
And you see them holding him, and you see their shoulders slightly slump, like, oh, come on, I don't want to hold this guy.
We want to see the criminal.
And he
We
turns
wanna see the
back.
criminal.
He's like, and he goes, criminals are not meant to be seen by the likes of
Well,
peasantry.
we want to throw fruit at him.
Now then, whatever, he needs to go on a trial before he is deemed whether he's a criminal or not, but I'm sure that the judgments will be swift and it will be found true. Now then, off you go. He's already been sent off anyways. I couldn't show him to you if I wanted to. He steps into the cart.
What is his name, sir? Can we at least know that?
At this point, he's closed it. One of the guards turns and he goes, he's a part of the Ironwood clan. Now,
His
be on your
first
way.
name wouldn't be Branbrek.
He stops as he started to get up onto the carriage, and he's like, "You're a friend of his."
He's
An
the only
acquaintance?
Ironwood I've heard of.
You wouldn't happen to have done business dealings with him, would you?
Oh, just fought alongside him in war.
Oh,
He's a
so
war
an old
hero.
war comrade, huh?
Exactly.
Well, maybe it's best you forget about him. And then they get up on top, and then start the. It's actually a donkey, not a horse, and it starts going off because it's a smaller carriage.
It's no goat.
No giant goats here.
Yeah.
As they pull away,
You
you notice the goats have something in their mouth, and you notice that your goats have been gnawing on the side of that cart.
Nice. Good goat.
That's right.
All right, well, that confirms it, I think.
They've got the scent now.
Sure, we go help out Branbrek.
I have a question for the DM. Rock gnomes are known for making small toys and such. It's not written on my character sheet, but can I make a roll for how many small toys I have on my person as Jasper?
How often do you feel that you would do this? Like once a week?
Whenever he
kind of thing?
met kids, he would give them away. So, this is the first time kids have come
I'll
up
say,
in the campaign.
We've done like 4 or 5 weeks of downtime.
Yep.
I'll say during your free time in the downtime while you were doing stuff, you may have been whittling away or otherwise. So, we'll say you've got. Well, roll a d6 for me.
Right.
Or d4,
Okay,
actually.
D4.
Roll a d4 for me.
4 weeks of downtime.
3.
D4 sounds right. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
3? Okay. We'll say that you have 3 very elaborate toys that you've made during your downtime period. And you may have had more from before, but currently on you that you've made is 3.
I don't think Jasper's capable of making very elaborate toys, so they're probably fairly simple, but
you may think they're elaborate.
Yeah, he's very humble about his toy making abilities, but yeah, he'll give them to those kids that were marching along with him, and just give them high fives, and it's like that was nice, good job.
Okay. What kind of toy is it? Is it like a top?
Yeah.
Like
I think there'd be like a
spindle?
top, a little glider, like light, thin wood that would be a little glider thing, and then like a little boat kind of a thing. Yeah, pretty.
Just for the sake of it, I'll say that you have like, say 6 or so
Simple
more
ones.
of that same kind of thing, or various toys, but you made 3 during your downtime.
So yeah, I'll give them out to the kids that were marching along, and yeah.
Okay.
And give them high fives.
And so they're excited about
Yeah,
they start
buddy.
playing with them, and as they go away, this creates the lower point of the new game where they call it the Pompous Fool.
Yeah.
Where one man walks around like a silly person and the others play games around them, and they're meant to. The game is that they cannot laugh or stop walking. If they
That's
do
an
laugh,
amazing
they
game.
lose.
I'm very fond of this game.
And so the other kids are always trying to make them laugh or do something silly around them.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jasper's laughing,
So it's
like
fun.
he's having a great time with that as they walk away.
So,
All right, Hargus. You look like you're taking a nap there, Hargus. Are you going to hang with us for a bit longer? Yeah.
I am. No, I'm still with
funny
you.
thing, Hargus, about blood sugar and the way it works in the morning. If you eat something like a nice nutrition-filled, I don't know, cricket flapjack that a friend lovingly prepared, you might have a bit more energy. It's just weird. I got to go get my stuff.
I thought I saw where this was going.
Got to go get my stuff from the inn. I think we're traveling soon, so.
I'm gonna pull my sock reserves out.
it's about this point that a girl comes walking over to you, and you recognize her as
Oh.
Diane, the same girl that you've seen with
Okay.
Branbrek recently. And she goes, "Have you seen Branbrek?"
No, we're pretty sure he just got arrested, actually.
We're sure he's off skis.
Yeah.
He came by
Wait.
to say hello and talk about some business transactions for stuff, and several guards just came in, demanded his name, and basically, by some kind of degree, said that his family had been accused of something or other and dragged him off. And he didn't go necessarily in chains, but he said that, "Oh, I'm sure this is not a problem or it's some misunderstanding," and just went with them. Um, and they took him. Not, you know, it was very early in the morning. We were supposed to plan a shipment and work with another noble that we had met just the week before. But it seems like they're taking care of the business, but I was wondering if you guys knew anything.
I'm curious, how early in the morning would you say this was, Diane? Was this like over breakfast or something?
Oh,
Were you two?
I would say it's before the sun rose
But
by a fair
just
bit, because we were trying to get the shipment
trying
out
to get
early.
shipment out, the two of you, early? Not over breakfast? Or...
Shipment
No,
of what?
it was with another noble as well, somebody I know that does business with my family. And
A shipment of
while
what?
me and that other gentleman were waiting for Branbrek, when he arrived, some troops came in right when we were doing our
Yes, you were doing your business early in the morning, right? Jasper glances at Hargus and gives Hargus the side eye.
After the coffee.
Early morning business before the sunrise.
Diane gives you a bit of an odd look, and it's like, you know, I don't like being a noble. I don't have any problem with stabbing.
I don't know what you mean. Just trying to help your friend. All right.
Well, I'm a little worried about him. So if you could make sure he's taken care of,
that's the plan.
Like,
I think
there's a bit of an investment there from my family and Lord Sooth's family as well, and well, we're just hoping that all goes well and the business will maintain it while he's gone, I suppose.
How long have you had a crush on him?
Hargus, Jasper, there you guys are. Sorry, I had to take a piss. Who's this
Diane,
here?
actually.
Oh, my name's Diane. Diane.
Diane and Bran were doing early morning business. They were doing early morning business before the sunrise, and that's when the soldiers came up and arrested him.
Oh, I see.
I'm not sure I really approve of your tone there. No.
I had a big breakfast, so I have the cricket burps. If you eat too many, they sometimes sort of, and it makes my voice actually get a little bit higher at times.
Oh, you must be Jasper.
Right, yes.
That's weird. We've gotten that.
Branbrek has talked about you. Right. That means you must be Hargus, and I believe your name is Dakren?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, well, I'd hate to see the business go under and Lord Sooth to fall more into debt or anything that way, so please, if you can bring Branbrek back or make some kind of connection that way, we'd greatly appreciate it. We had a good business deal going.
He mentioned that he was doing good business in the city here. Do you have a message you'd like us to give him if we see him? I don't know, lock of your hair?
No, I can talk to him as long as he has my gift still.
Of some sort?
No, I'm totally fine.
All right.
Yeah, but it's only our intention.
Branbrek mentions you act strange, and I'm starting to see what he meant.
Thing. We're goofy.
Right. Right. Well then, I bid you adieu. And as she turns around kind of daintily, walks off for a bit, You see her shoulders start to slouch, and she starts to just like walk like a normal person.
Jasper looks around for some kids that come up behind her to make fun of her as she walks, and he's like, "Where'd they go? Where'd they go? There's one. There's one."
They don't seem to. She's a fairly famous family
Perfect.
there, so
Perfect.
They're playing with the toys. That's all right. All right. I got to go get my stuff from the inn. I just sort of ran out. Are we gonna start out today then? I mean, I guess so, huh? Right? What?
So the contract.
I need to check with Barney. Yeah, what is actually supposed to do? Are we supposed to meet up in Valkstad, or is there a sign-in process? Or did you mention?
I think the thing said it was in Georgetown, that place over the mountain. I had heard, Georgeburg.
George's Ruby.
George's Ruby, huh? I was going to be stationed there during the war, but something happened. It was recently outsourced. Never been heard of it.
Well,
I guess we can get your cart. Yes.
Are the goats ready to roll?
Yes. Hey, the goats are ready.
Perfect.
Chomping at the bit, biting at carriages.
Quite literally, I bet, jumping at the bit.
Dropping wee jobbies wherever they go.
There. All right. Well, shall we run back and grab our stuff and just get going then? Do you have anything you need to do? All right.
Let's do it.
I'm ready to roll. So.
And did you say his last name was Ridge?
The fancy man, the fancy
lady, Diane?
I didn't actually catch her last name. I was very distracted while trying to think of ways to imply that her and Bran were being involved romantically. So that, honestly, it kind of distracted me from anything useful that she might have been saying.
Oh, okay. Because I'm going to say I have the cricket cakes too, and I need adjustment. Okay, I see it too. Okay. Anyway, I've heard some mention of Stanrid, and I can't remember where. So that
Just gonna make a note here to kill Jasper.
he'll be the focus of your
I mean,
yeah, let's go back.
That's what every player does, right? The first time the DM takes over for the new campaign, you just start making fun of his off-screen character.
We didn't know enough about Jasper,
and now we
making fun
never
of
will.
him.
I know he's immune. It's not fair.
Not yet.
Okay, yeah. Let's
just have to get
go
through
back
the
to the
cycle.
guild, get packed and ready to go, and see where we go next. I'm anxious to start this, especially if fighting's involved.
Right.
Fighting on people's behalf sounds like kind of a honor in ours. So it's fun. Don't really know how dwarves do that.
We'll start walking back as we discuss.
Find out.
Maybe actually the two of you could I
So-
don't know, maybe Hargus and between the two of you could actually teach me to use a blade a little bit better. I not much familiarity with it, so never really handled one.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll let you use your little devices.
I mean, I hope so.
I can't imagine.
It depends on for all I know, the dwarf version of a duel is just two of them sitting across from each other on a table, each holding a rock, and just smashing each other in the head with a rock until one of them falls down. I mean, who knows what a dwarvish duel looks like?
I've seen it before.
Is it the rock thing?
They like to do that. They like to have drinking contests.
All right.
Smith.
If it's a drinking contest, I think.
Well, I hope it's not a smithing contest. 'Cause I have no idea how to make anything. So.
All right.
Here we are.
Yeah. And Barnaby is kind of writing stuff up and giving you a letter. And he's like, "Oh, good, you've come back. There's something I forgot to give you. These," he hands you each a letter, "will help you with getting your crest when you get to either Valkstad or for Yordal,
Georgetown.
Yord Ruby."
It's pronounced Georgetown,
No.
Barney. Georgetown.
I'm not sure maybe that's how the humans pronounce it, but I thought the dwarvens pronounced it Yord. But
No, we don't
whatever.
pronounce it like that. I don't know what Jasper's talking about. So
What? Oh, fine. Either way, when you get to the city, the go to one of the. There should be like a guardhouse or something near the front, and hand them these letters to you. They will grant you your standard citizenship and kind of help you along your way. Since you're adventurers, you can garner renown for the guild yourself, and for the guild, and then through deeds and helpful actions, you can gain some more renown, and you can make yourself available to those nobles and accept their requests. Just try to make yourselves as useful as possible, and please, if you do, try to make sure that whatever Branbrek has done doesn't come back on to us and bite us.
Right.
it doesn't seem like he was anything guild time. Someone's doing it in free time, so shouldn't be a problem. But we'll make sure that it doesn't come to
Well, either way, then just try to make sure that you're making a good representation and get chosen as those representatives. Because if you do, that will be a great boon to us all. We do have a new guild branch member that we'll be sending along with you. Her name is Seere.
Seere.
I think Seere. She's she may fit more in with your crowd as you go in there. Around here, people seem to be a little, iffy about her appearance. But I'll introduce you to her later. But prepare your stuff. We'll have, Seere has a carriage that she'll help take you over there. You just need to protect it. There's some goods on it for establishing a new guild there, and going from there, it'll be a great start for us all.
So,
are we opening a branch of Valiant Allies in Valkstad?
We're hoping to.
oh, all right. That'll be fun.
That's great news.
All right.
Wasn't know that. That's awesome. All right.
I don't know if they'll be in Valkstad or in Jord's Garden, but either way, either of those places would be great. They're both famous.
Are we going to Valkstad first, or are we going to Jordlandia first?
I will have to look at the map, but I don't think you have to head through Valkstad itself to get there. But it may be just as safe of a route. Seere will tell you more.
Yeah, I just don't know if we go.
And with that, we'll kind of wrap it up there because I need to prepare some more stuff. And
Fun. All right. Good times. That'll be a good time in general.
I was actually kind of expecting you guys to maybe attack them.
Well, Jasper would never do something like that, but I think if it was just Hargus and Branbrek, there would have been blood. Jasper's very much more of the walk behind him and make fun of how they walk kind of a guy, though. One last thing before we sign off entirely: is Lamont a wizard, or is he a cleric?
He's a cleric.
Does he know identify?
Okay.
That's a good question. Is that a cleric?
I think
spell?
it is.
Let me check.
I think it depends on the domain of
I
cleric
don't know.
you are.
It's divination. It's
Might be
divination.
spell.
I just don't know if
Classes Bard and Wizard.
Bard and wizard.
That's all.
So does he?
Oh, just the bard and the wizard can use identify.
So he's cleric, so he doesn't
So
have
it's
it.
not
Oh,
a
okay.
cleric. Well, let me check with his domain now. He's knowledge.
Oh,
cleric.
knowledge cleric.
Yeah, he's a cleric of the star axis. And their domains are.
I really need to not
Command
pick
identify.
names.
Can he?
So
I really
actually,
need
Hargus wouldn't have had to probably pay for that identify spell because Lum could have done it.
Can
So,
he
yeah, good to
identify
know.
my
More useful.
bag of brown fuzzballs before we head out? What?
Yeah, sure.
What the bloody hell is it?
Yeah,
A wolf came out of it.
a
Is it
bag.
just full of wolves?
Yeah, and as he's like he gets out an orb and like it starts glowing or a pearl. And it starts glowing in his eyes. Start little scroll runes start going over his eyes and stuff. And he's like, as he's putting his hand over it and stuff, and he's like, and you're watching it, and some of the little fuzzballs are like vibrating every once in a while, just growling and like. And as he focuses us, he's done. He's like, okay, so. Quite an interesting bag. Quite an interesting bag. This is a bag of tricks. These come in varieties. This is a gray bag of tricks. Yeah, the objects you can throw them. They transform into creatures. They're pretty random. As you may have noticed, there's only 3 fuzzy objects in the bag at a time, but new ones appear every morning. It's odd because I've seen these before. Just parlor tricks usually, and usually whoever has the bag can, whoever throws the little fuzzy thing can commence the mold, give it orders.
Not this one.
Do tricks. That's usually what they do, or even attack, or if you're an adventurer. But this one seemed tainted. And if you mentioned, you had no control over it and it tried to kill you, I'm guessing there's some curse on this particular item, and
good to know. Good to know.
I don't know.
So, quick thing before we end, and since most of us are here, something we talked about, and I think it will work better in the future because it was kind of hard for me to jump into the characters Austin had created. It might be useful, and we talked about this a bit. I think I got 2 of them confused with each other.
Well, like you say, if you don't create the character, it can be hard to remember. Especially like we haven't been back at the guild for weeks and weeks. I mean,
that's why I guess you missed this, but that's why I created Seere. Because then
I realized that afterwards that Seere was the one that you were trying to give me as a leeway, but we didn't discuss that beforehand, so I didn't catch that. So
that's okay.
Retcon, we could say that was all Seere, and I could give her an Australian accent because I think that would be funny.
That works too.
Sure.
Alrighty, mates, we're here and we're gonna get this done right. So
sounds good.
But
done wrong.
The thing that we brought up that we wanted to talk about, you sound like the Geico commercial, was that it would be fun that every DM takes ownership of the NPCs that they have, so if they come up again later, like if there's something pertinent
to the quest line
pertinent to knowledge or otherwise that you need that NPC to know, you could probably tell it to whatever player it was, like, hey, when I introduce this character, this is a pertinent information that you will know. You just hand it to them and you just role play it like normal. But
I think we're all good enough at improving that we can roll with that pretty well.
Yeah,
at least I'm comfortable with it. So you can just starting this week and see how it goes.
Yeah, because as this grows and we keep rotating, we're gonna create a lot of NPCs, and there's a good chance that some of them are like really loved and we bring them back up. There might be a couple times where it's like, hey, this NPC is pretty central to my story as well as your story, so I just have to get used to.
I think that makes sense.
Acting out the same way, but
eventually we might get to the point where we're all kind of.
Oh man, that'd be.
It's like as we walk into this room, this person says this, and it kind of might.
That'd be wild.
It'll be
like sort of have all of us.
Yeah.
Sort of doing things at once and kind of react, and it's like if we created a
roll
place,
a stealth check. I'm rolling a persuasion. Okay, I'll roll a persuasion.
That'd be crazy.
This sounds like three-dimensional chess in a bad way.
That could actually.
Who knows? It not work at all, but
that could actually be really cool. That could actually be really cool because, it'll be more of that in like a world where, like, let's say we go do Valkstad, right, and we come back, and Scott's DM now, and we're doing stuff in Hardale or Valkstad, like, and we go and do things there, and if it's been fleshed out or not, depending on where we go, like, you guys could both have input on something there. And, that'd be pretty cool. Like, walk into a room and go, oh, sorry, I put a trap in that room. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like as a player, you're like, oh wait, everybody needs to make their saving throws.
That might be an interesting board game idea, like with how Corridor kind of worked that we used to do. What if you have the game filled and you laid down cards that correspond to like a lettered numbered in the field, and then you adventured through it. And so the cards you laid down, you can't search or look for those cards, but other players could. So somebody enters the A1 and is like, I want to search the room to see if there's stuff. And everybody can kind of describe the room to a degree. And the intent is that you can throw in red herrings.
That'd be wild. That'd be wild. That could be a lot of fun. It would take coordination, kind of to collaborate on it,
Yeah, maybe in like a year from now when we've all gone through
established a lot more. You know what I'm thinking? Offhand would be really cool for that, like, the stereotypical wizard's tower, where we're working our way up.
Right. Ooh, yeah, and we
like
each
a room
design
or a
a room of it or something. That would be really fun.
Yeah.
I actually
what would be
this for like upgrade to the gift? Like if you get money, like okay, we're going to go into this house, but it's haunted, so go clear it out. And then like after that, when we get to super high level, it's like okay, an archmage in the mage district died, and we bought his shirt, but it's got some traps in it. And
exactly.
Rogue golem. So can you just go clean it up?
Sounds good to me.
Fun. To just group. I'm gonna read the DMG where it talks about group DMing and stuff, because I think it gives some tips for that. Probably some good to remember. But
that'd be cool.
Super fun.
Oh boy. Well, that was fun. It's gonna be fun to see what goes on there.
Yeah, it's going to take, like a week worth of travel time to get there?
I mean, that's just to Valkstad. That's just to Valkstad. If we're going on the eastern side of the mountains.
I hope that something tries to attack our caravan. I'm going to pray to the gods.
You're going to find out.
Something attacks. Because is like,
part of it will come down to dice roll. Part of it will come down to DM whimsy. Part of it will come down to poor choices.
No, I'm sure. Yeah, Dakren's been chomping at the bit here, like literally in spa country. Now he's all jazzed up. He's all hopped up on carrot.
You thought Branbrek was brazen and would jump at the bit at everything. Now we have Dakren back, and he's been like a rabid dog that's been kept caged for too long.
I mean, he enjoyed his break. Yeah, in fact, he probably.
But he wants to flex those muscles.
There basically they sailed the ship out several miles into sea, and then they just like dropped anchor and waited a few days. And then one night, one of the stars was really bright, and they sailing in the direction of the star and ended up on this island that just appeared out of nowhere. And it was an island of water worshipping Amazons with black skin, and they there's a few ships that are there and stuff. Basically, just like he basically just like bathed in this mix, and it completely like regenerated his wounds, like set his broken bones, healed.
Did he get the full spa treatment?
He thought he was going to get some deep tissue massage, but it turns out
Dakren's just sitting there in mud bath, cucumbers on the face.
Sadly, it turned out the Amazons had no interest in males whatsoever.
And
they were just... and then he remembered his Amazonian lore, and he's like, son of a... I'm going back to the mud baths.
There's a little... Instead of a small Chinese lady, it's a halfling that's walking across his back.
Yeah. And they gave him a complimentary bottle of the spring water, which is a powerful healing potion. So that may come into play as well.
Quite likely.
But
that's going to be one of those moments where somebody just drinks it thinking it's bottled water.
That was really good
water. What did you do? That was like worth so much money. Oh, sorry.